Very pleasant good evening to one and all in the region, across the nation, around the world. We welcome you to Four Winds Field in South Bend, Indiana, and our premier edition of Valparaiso Crusader Baseball on the Arena Sports Network. And tonight, they host Notre Dame of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Brian Snow, and joining me to call some baseball for a third consecutive year, my partner in crime, Mr. Mark Farina. Good evening, Mark.
It's a pleasure to be back. It's a pleasure to be back, even if it doesn't feel like spring.
No.
It looked like spring today for the most part, with sunny skies, but we got the jolt with the temperature change from beautiful day yesterday in the Midwest in Chicago. But hey, it's baseball. There's no snow on the ground here. There's no rain.
There's nothing but green. There's nothing but green grass.
Well, it's not real grass.
It's not real grass, but hey, it's green, okay?
Yes, exactly.
It's green. We got the sliding patches, old school, like the Metro Dome and the Sky Dome and things like that.
Yes.
We got the center field flag. We got the a beautiful scoreboard here at Four Winds Field. And, you know, the folks at Four Winds Casino help really put some money into this place. It's an outstanding ballpark here in South Bend. And like I said, my partner Mark Farina joining me for a third consecutive year. And Tim McKinney made a comment when you posted about the game on Facebook. The dynamic duo is back together, and doggone if we're not. I enjoy having you with me. I love you, partner, and I'm so thrilled to call some baseball with you again.
And I'm thrilled to be with you. It was a fun ride over from Chicago here to South Bend, an area northwest Indiana, actually northeast a little more, Indiana, that I'm pretty familiar with from New Buffalo and LaPorte County.
Yeah.
But this is my first trip to this ballpark. Heard a lot about it. Of course, everybody in town calls it the Cove.
Yes.
It probably won't change. Like none of us from Chicago really call it Willis Tower. It's always going to be Sears Tower.
Exactly. It's always going to be. It's always going to be Sears Tower. This is always going to be the Cove. Of course, Stanley Kovaleski, where this stadium was named after. And what you told me before we came on, planning in stages to build a statue to
South Bend's
honor Mr. Kovaleski.
South Bend's native son, and yes, that's what I understand. And they're not going to completely relinquish the name, so to speak. They're going to have a statue that the same guy who's done the statues over at Wrigley Field of Ernie Banks and Billy Williams, Ron Sano, and I believe some of the statues over at U.S. Cellular for the White Sox. He's going to be the one building it, designing it, sculpting it. So that'll be a nice honor, because a lot of the fans actually come from there, the center field entrance to the ballpark. Not as many come in from this end of the ballpark on the behind home plate.
Looking at tonight's game, Valparaiso 9-11 on the year, 1-2 in the Horizon League. Notre Dame 9-17. They're 1-11 in the ACC, and they have the advantage now being in the ACC. They get a chance to get some more games in. It's been a strange winter, to say the least, with all the cancellations, but in talking to Brad Collington, so happy to get this one, even though it's going to be colder before the evening is out, and this will not be a reminder of what we had to go through last year in Joliet when we did that baseball doubleheader. But I'm just so thrilled to bring this to you. I know Mark is as well. We're going to pause for a break. When we come back, Mark had a chance to talk to first-year head coach Brian Schmack of Valparaiso. You'll hear that, and you'll hear the rest of our pregame show presented by U.S. Tire and Auto of Gary, Indiana, and by Sowers Ford and Lincoln in Michigan City. We'll come back, and Mark will have the conversation with Brian Schmack in a deuce. You're listening to Valparaiso University Baseball, and you're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
From Bridgestone, Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600, or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
Get your best price on Ford trucks, Focus, F-150, Explorer, Escape, and Lincoln MKS, MKT, MKX, MKZ, as well as Fiesta, Fusion, Taurus, Mustang, Navigator, and all other new Ford Lincoln vehicles at the all-new Sowers Ford and Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. We offer new and used Ford Lincoln vehicles, parts, service, and used cars. If you are in Northwest Indiana or near Michigan City, LaPorte, Hobart, Burns Harbor, Valparaiso, Chesterton, South Bend, or Portage, there is no comparison to the other dealers around town. We are about to earn your business business with top quality service and the most competitive pricing in Indiana. Stop by today at 3930 Franklin Street in Michigan City or give us a call at 219-879-5381. That's 219-879-5381. Or visit us online at www.sowersauto.com. Sowers Ford Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. Have you heard the good news about a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news about a place where you can celebrate what is right in the world, share it with your friends, family, and community, and neighbors at school, work, or place of worship, and have fun doing it? Well, there is such a place. That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. LaPorteCountyLife.com is all about the positive, not the negative, bringing out the best and not the worst, and all about promoting positivity in your community. LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?
Welcome back to Four Winds Field here in South Bend, Indiana. Brian Snow and Mark Farina here with you. Well, earlier today, Mark Farina had a chance to chat with Valparaiso coach Brian Schmack, who is in his first season as the head coach of the Crusaders. And it was fun. It was a fun chat that Mark had with him down on the field prior to the game, but the first thing that he wanted to talk about was a transition from being the associate head coach to the main guy in charge.
It's a great opportunity. I'm very fortunate to be in this position. Got a lot of people to thank, obviously, and it's something I've wanted to do. I really enjoy working with this age kids. I mean, I love developing them and being able to lead them. I think it's a great honor, and it truly motivates me.
Let's talk a little bit about this ball club. You've had great success with Valparaiso the last couple of seasons, winning the Horizon League Championship and having some particularly good pitching staffs. What are the challenges that you are facing this year with a team that has the respect of the conference and has the respect around the country as well?
Well, obviously, there's expectations to be met, I think, which is good because I think people look at us a little bit differently now. When we first got here, there was no expectations, and we got asked a lot of times if we're Division I, and that motivated us to get better and put a quality team on the field. So, I think that keeps us going, and the expectation to win now is good, and we put that back on the players, and I think they like it.
Let's talk a little bit about how the team has performed so far this season. Obviously, like any northern college, you have to play the first part of the season down south and southwest in the warmer climates. How did the team fare in your mind, and where do you see them going with the transition out to the lovely weather we're having in spring here in the Midwest?
Well, to be honest, I think it's the best spring we've had. Playing-wise, I know record-wise, we've come back usually way under 500, and we came back this year at 7-7. So record-wise, it's the best spring we've had, and we're happy about that because we don't even feel like we've played our best ball yet. Pitching's been okay to start, hitting's been down a little bit, probably due to the climate and just we haven't been outside yet other than games, so I think that makes it difficult. So we feel pretty good about our chances once we start getting a routine up here.
For those of the folks who will be listening to us on the internet around the country and around the world for that matter, tell us about who we should be watching, the names that we'll be calling during the season.
Well, I think on the pitching side, Cole Webb, Dalton Lundeen, and we've got a couple freshmen, Ellis, who's going to pitch tonight, and Mario Losi. Those guys they're consistent and they throw strikes, and that's what we preach. And those are the guys we want. Karch Kowalczyk's he's our closer. He's kind of our two-way guy, leads us in home runs. I think he's somewhat of a force for us. And then, Spencer Mahoney, who's one of our position guys, is he's our leading hitter now. He's one of our leaders on and off the field. So that's just a few of the guys.
Let's talk a little bit about your background. As we pointed out prior to this season, you were the pitching coach, and the last couple of seasons the associate head coach of this program. How much does it, for you, make it that much easier as a head coach coming into a situation where you know the players, but by the same token, sometimes familiarity breeds contempt, so to speak. What are the battles or challenges you have from that standpoint?
Well, first thing I told the guys is I'm the same person. I just have different responsibilities. So I may act a little bit differently, because I am in charge now. But I still wanted them to know that I am that same guy. So I think that's been difficult. The players, I think they know what to expect, because I think I wasn't only in charge of the pitchers. We did a lot of the weightlifting stuff, conditioning, set up a lot of the other schedules. So it wasn't where, hey, who are these guys over here? Everyone knew what to expect. So I think it's been seamless as far as that goes.
Who will we see tonight against the Fighting Irish in Notre Dame? Can you tell us a little bit about your opponent?
Yeah, Ellis Foreman. He actually threw against them last Wednesday, so they'll see him again. He's been throwing our midweeks for us, right-hander from Texas. So he's a guy that competes and throws strikes, and here in that position. So, with Notre Dame seeing him, we won't try anything new. We're going to pitch to our strengths, and hopefully they have forgotten what he is.
How do you, by the way, we're playing at a ballpark that is a turf field, the old term AstroTurf, with the dirt squares around the bases and home plate and the mound. How different do you coach a team playing on a surface like this, in which, of course, you and Notre Dame have both played on over at Chicago State University this season? Is there a different approach to a turf like this, a track like this?
No, hopefully not. I mean, hopefully what happens is there's less errors. Obviously you're going to get a true hop on this, and the game goes a little bit faster, and you can do things a little bit cleaner. But the ball's going to roll. The wind's blowing out today, so those would be more factors than I think the turf will.
All right, thanks to Brian Schmack for that pregame interview presented by Sowers Ford and Lincoln of Michigan City. Mark Farina joins me. And very interesting stuff, coming from Brian Schmack. And that was a great question that you posed to him about playing on different surfaces throughout the course of the season, and especially throughout the course of the beginning part of the season, because a lot of teams in the South don't get to experience that, especially now with Notre Dame being in the ACC. We can include them as well. They don't get to experience, the weather problems that most of the Midwestern teams go through, playing on different surfaces and having their games moved around to different places, especially now with Notre Dame having Frank X Stadium going under repair as well. So that was a great point that you hit.
Well, and it is a challenge. I mean, just to be able to get games in this part of the spring, and that's why so many of the colleges have gone to the field turf, the old AstroTurf term, if you will, because it was just impossible to take care of the fields. They don't have the Roger Bossards and those kind of staffs and expertise to take care of a field. So they've had to do it just from an economic standpoint. So it does affect, I think, at least your mentality. But by the same token, unlike some of the ballparks where it is all field turf, even the field, even though it looks like it's all field turf. If the ball skips on the seam, that can be a factor for, let's say, a third baseman or a second baseman taking a bad hop. They've got to factor maybe not as many bad hops on a routine ground ball, but it's going to be a faster turf. The weather's not a factor in terms of the rain. It's not a wet field at all, so that shouldn't be an issue. The wind seems to have died down somewhat. It was blowing quite a bit harder earlier. It's kind of a crosswind right now from left to right field, but there are adjustments that teams have to make. Now, like I said, both teams played games at Chicago State. Chicago State's opener against Valparaiso, that they won 7-1, and Notre Dame's moved a couple of their games. In fact, they're going to be over there next week against Boston College for a weekend series, while Frank X Stadium undergoes its transformation to the field turf. So it's going to be real interesting to see if there's any effect on either team.
We're going to take a pause for a break, and when we come back, we're going to pause for the national anthem. You hear the Notre Dame song in the background. So we're going to take a pause for a couple of minutes, and when we come back, Mark and I will have the lineups and the U.S. Tire and Auto first pitch. You're listening to Valparaiso Crusaders Baseball, and you're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network. We'll be back.
Started 4 years ago and worked at a relentless pace based entirely upon one simple premise? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news that you yourself can share stories about this same theme to others in your community? That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can celebrate a company that had a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive, and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can go to a place to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved. Want to see more? Want to read more? Want to hear more? Then go to LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?
Let's see, we heard that for football, we heard that for basketball, and we're hearing it for the sport that it was made for, baseball.
and we are definitely in Notre Dame territory as the Crusaders take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Yes,
a team that, by the way, hopefully they're getting them on the downswing. Of course, they lost to the Irish here last week, but the Irish had their hands full taking on Wake Forest, dropping a 3-game series to the Demon Deacons, and then after this series, they're going to have their hands full
with Florida
big
State.
Time. Yeah, the number 1 ranked Florida State Seminoles.
Now it's time for the U.S. Tire and Auto starting lineup. For Valparaiso, it goes like this. Leading off in left field is Spencer Mahoney. Batting second, the shortstop, Jeff Edwards. Batting third, the center fielder, Chris Manning. Karch Kowalczyk bats fourth, and he's the DH. Michael Mormon bats fifth. He'll play third base. Not a word out of you, Mr. Farina. Sixth place hitter is Andy Burns. He'll play second base. Excellent. Jake the Snake Hansen bats seventh. He'll catch. Andrew Bynum bats eighth. He'll play at first. And J.P. Picocho bats ninth. He'll play in right field. Let's have a look at the Notre Dame defense. Here's Mark.
Left to right in the outfield, it'll be Zach Koutsoulis in left field. The center fielder is Mac Hudgens, and in right field it'll be Robert Youngdahl. The infield third to first looks like this. Kyle Fiala will be at third. The shortstop is Lane Richards. At second will be Kevin Biggio. We know that name very well.
Yes, indeed.
And over at first base will be Blaze Lazinski with the battery of starting pitchers Scott Kerrigan and relief pitcher and his catcher, by the way, that is Forrest Johnson. And the other Biggio brother will be the DH for the Fighting Irish. That's Connor Biggio. He's the DH and their leadoff hitter.
How cool is this? The first game we get this year, we get two sons of a famous major leaguer,
That's right.
who, in my opinion, should be a Hall of Famer, period.
You took the words out of my mouth, absolutely. I think kind of tough to have got him in this year with the crowd that was voted
in. Especially when a fella named Frank Thomas is there. 336 down the lines, 360 to the alleys, and 405 to straightaway center field. Valparaiso in the road black uniforms, gold numbers, gray pants. Irish green for the Fighting Irish. And they have the gold numbers and lettering trimmed in white. Scott Kerrigan is ready. He works into the chest high line, kicks and fires. First pitch is outside for ball one, and off we go from Four Winds Field. First pitch time, 7:05 p.m. Central, 8:05 Eastern Time. And a first pitch temperature of 51 degrees. The windup and the 1-0 pitch from Kerrigan. Swung on, bounce right side. Second baseman up with it. Toss to first in time. One down to the inning. Kevin Biggio making the play. 4-3 put out if you're scoring along at home with us. Jeff Edwards now stands in. He is batting .278 on the year. No home runs. He's driven in 7.
It's got to help the fact that there's brothers with the Biggio name, that not one of them has to have the burden, if you will.
No.
They can both share the burden, so to speak.
They know it's not a burden. They know how to play. The pitch to Edwards is outside for ball one. Fastball, curve, and a slider by Kerrigan, coming off of 2 surgeries. From the chest high wind, the pitch. Swung on and hit high toward right center field. Center fielder racing over. He will make the one-handed grab. Matt Hudgens makes the catch, 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first.
And nice how he took charge of that fly ball, the right fielder and him converging about the same time, but he called his right fielder off and made the catch in medium deep right center field.
Third place hitter is Chris Manning, playing center field, hitting at .284, 3 home runs. He's driven in 16.
Yeah, Manning, one of the sluggers on this team, along with Kurt Kowalczyk. They both have 3 home runs.
Fastball strike on the first pitch, and the count's 0-1. Mr. Kerrigan is 0-1 on the year, making his second start.
And if Manning gets on base, he's a base-stealing threat, having swiped 5 out of 6 attempts so far.
Swung on, bounced foul up the first baseline the next pitch, and the count is now quickly 0-2, 90 miles an hour from Kerrigan.
So you got your 3 and 4 hitters, each of which has 3 home runs this season and multiple RBIs in the 16-17 range.
The wind and the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Kerrigan takes care of Valparaiso. 1-2-3 go the Crusaders in the top of the first. We head to the bottom. Notre Dame coming to the plate with no score. This is Valparaiso Crusaders baseball. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Looking for a reason to visit U.S. Tire and Auto in Gary, Indiana? Our customers gave us 5 of them. The high standards of quality service and parts, lifetime warranties, a strong business built on honesty and integrity. They've been servicing the Gary community since 1991 and the largest auto and light truck tire dealer in the city of Gary, Indiana. We have a variety of products and services that are instrumental to the health of your car, including our tire fitment guide to help you find the correct size tires for your automobile. Our friendly service staff will quickly outfit your vehicle with a high-quality tire that is right for you. Check out our tire and wheel catalog to give your vehicle the perfect fit. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 219-884-4600 or visit us online at www.ustire-auto.com.
How's that to come back with? Bottom of the first inning here at Four Winds Field in South Bend, Indiana. Valparaiso went up and out in order, and let's meet the Notre Dame batting lineup. It goes a little something like this. Connor Biggio leads off. He's the DH. Mac Hudgens bats second in center field. Blaze Lazinski bats third. He's at first. Kyle Fiala bats fourth on the hot corner at third base. Kevin Biggio bats fifth. He'll be at second. Zach Katsoulis bats sixth and left. Forrest Johnson in the seventh place. He'll catch. Robert Youngdahl bats eighth. He's in right. Lane Richards will bat ninth, and he is the shortstop. Here's the Valparaiso defense presented by U.S. Tire and Auto. Here's Mark.
Left to right in the outfield will be Spencer Mahoney in left, with Chris Manning in center, and Jeff Picoco will be in right. The infield third to first of Michael Mormon at third. Shortstop Jeff Edwards. The second baseman's Andy Burns, and the first baseman Andrew Bynum, with the battery of Ellis Foreman and catcher Jake Hansen.
Your umpires tonight: Dave Buck will be behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Tom Newport at first, and Jim Mecca at third. 3 umpires as opposed to the 2 that we were so used to doing NAIA baseball. Here's Ellis Foreman from the line. He delivers a fastball strike on the inside corner, and the count's 0-1. My good buddy Joshua Jackson listening to us from Jacksonville, Florida. And thank you for tuning in. From the chest high line, the 0-1. Fastball low, bounced away, and the count's even 1-1.
Biggio bats left, throws right. And the question is, do the Biggio brothers keep their helmets dirty?
Yes.
Just like Mr. Biggio.
Yes.
Just like Dad, I wonder. Okay, we have to take a look at that.
I already know the answer to that.
Out, okay.
The 1-1 pitch. Fastball wide, and the count's now 2-1. 81 miles an hour on that.
One of the signatures
you
of
know
Craig
what?
Biggio.
How much fun was it watching Craig Biggio do his thing?
He's a great ball player. I mean, I believe he started out as a catcher.
He did. The pitch swung on, popped up. Shortstop goes out, left fielder coming in. He'll circle the wagons and make the catch out in left. Spencer Mahoney makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the first. So Connor Biggio's retired. Here is Mac Hudgens, a switch hitter. Center fielder making his 9th start, playing in his 22nd game. He bats .289. No home runs. He's driven in a pair. I just want to know, is it weird seeing Notre Dame in the ACC?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it
just seems that way.
Doesn't seem like the right fit. But hey,
swing and a miss on a fastball, and the count's 0-1.
You got to go where you got to go. I suppose that's the best fit for them.
I guess.
Yeah,
so.
It's odd seeing them as an ACC team. Of course, we're very at home with Valparaiso.
Yeah, we are.
And it's a terrific league.
From the chest high line, the 0-1 swung on and hit toward center field. Chris Manning backs up, makes the catch. In medium depth center field, 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the first.
Of course, it is still a little bit of twilight, so the lights haven't quite taken full effect.
Not yet.
And I believe that Chris Manning might have, for just a split second, had
lost the ball.
Yeah. So he kind of came in for a moment and then backed up at the last minute and made the catch. And it looked routine.
Last game on the docket tonight in the Horizon League. Oakland and Kent State played earlier. And the pitch is a strike to Blaze Lazinski, left-handed hitting first baseman, .330 on the year, no home runs. He's driven in 17. 2 down in the bottom of the first. Ellis Foreman trying to repeat what Scott Kerrigan did, the 0-1. Fastball strike on the inside corner, the count's 0-2.
It's kind of appropriate that a Farina would be broadcasting Valparaiso baseball because my 2 older cousins, William and Philip Farina from LaPorte, Indiana, were pitchers for Valparaiso in their college
The 0-2
days.
is swung on and lifted foul down the third base line into the bullpen, Notre Dame bullpen.
Both proud products of LaPorte High School and
the Slicers.
And went on to pitch for the Valparaiso Crusaders for Emery Bauer, who, of course, the ball field in Valparaiso
is named after him.
The legendary baseball coach, longtime coach of the Crusaders.
From the chest high line, the 0-2. Fastball just missed on the inside corner, and the count's 1-2.
I think the addition of Oakland to the Horizon League was a good selection, good move.
I think so.
They'll miss. Well, they won't miss it for baseball. As Loyola didn't play baseball, but they got their introduction to the Missouri Valley Conference this year.
He's just swinging a foul to the first base dugout, and the count stays at 1-2. Now it's a baseball night because we're hearing all these sounds. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the bottom of the first. No score. Valparaiso and Notre Dame. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball headed to the right side. Second baseman up with it. He'll toss to first. In time. Inning over. So Valparaiso gets Notre Dame to go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, just as Notre Dame did before them. We head to the second. Nothing. Valparaiso and Notre Dame. You're listening to Valparaiso Crusader Baseball. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Listen closely. It's the sound of a typical Friday night at your local high school football field. Or a Sunday afternoon at Lucas Oil Stadium. It's the sound of teenagers stretching, growing, developing the skills they need to get the most from life. Or of the Indianapolis Colts chasing another Super Bowl title. Either way, it's the sound of people rallying around the home team and feeling good about themselves and their community. It's more than a typical Friday night at your local high school football field or a Sunday afternoon at Lucas Oil Stadium. It's communities all across Indiana coming together and reaping the benefits of sport. The IHSAA and your Indianapolis Colts bringing communities together. The Indianapolis Colts are proud sponsors of the IHSAA State Football Tournament.
I had to come back with this. Mark Farina, Brian Snow here with you from Four Winds Field in South Bend, Indiana. We head to the top of the second with no score. Karch Kowalczyk, Michael Mormon, and Andy Burns.
One of these 2 power-hitting pitchers, in this case with Kowalczyk, he's got 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in.
Fastball upstairs on the first pitch for ball 1.
Leader in RBIs, tied for home run lead with Chris Manning.
He swings and bounces one to the shortstop. Lane Richards tossed to first, 4 up, 4 down. Oh, why did they have to bring that one back?
By the way, Todd Rundgren's going to be performing in Chicago with Ringo Starr's All-Star Band.
He better perform the song I just came back with.
At Chicago Theater coming up in a few weeks. And the tickets are tough to get.
I realize. The pitch to Mormon. Fastball right down the middle for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Michael Mormon hitting at 263. No home runs. He's driven in 8. And I finally zapped him before he got me. He won.
Yes,
Right
all our
down the middle with a
Chicago
strike, and
listeners,
that's also
and
two.
then the folks
Yeah.
in Valpo would know that commercial.
Anybody who heard that sound before, no matter where they are
That's
across
good.
the country, they know where it's from.
Okay.
From the Chest Time Wine, here's the 0-2.
And this-
Curveball missed low, and the count's 1-2.
And this is a guy you want to get on the base paths. He's speedy. He's perfect stealing bases so far this season, 8 for 8, swiping second base and maybe third.
1-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball off the mound, but right to the shortstop, Richards. He throws to first in time, 2 down.
And Notre Dame got a break on that because I think that ball would have gone into center field for a base hit.
Why did they play that sound too? Another
That's right. It hit the left part of the mound and bounced right to the shortstop for an easy put out.
Andy Burns set to stand in. Mr. Burns at hitting an even 200 right onto the Mendoza line. No home runs. He's driven in 4.
How does Mendoza feel about that all these years later?
Here's the pitch, swinging a bouncing ball to second. Here's Biggio, tossed to first, in time. 3 up, 3 down. See, they're driving me nuts with this Super Mario because they know I love playing that game. 3 up, 3 down goes Valparaiso. We head to the bottom of the second. Valparaiso nothing, Notre Dame nothing. This is Valparaiso Crusader Baseball, and you're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Get your best price on Ford trucks, Focus, F-150, Explorer, Escape, and Lincoln MKS, MKT, MKX, MKZ, as well as Fiesta, Fusion, Taurus, Mustang, Navigator, and all other new Ford Lincoln vehicles at the all-new Sowers Ford in Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. We offer new and used Ford Lincoln vehicles, parts, service, and used car. If you are in Northwest Indiana or near Michigan City, LaPorte, Hobart, Burns Harbor, Valparaiso, Chesterton, South Bend, or Portage, there is no comparison to the other dealers around town. We are about to earn your business with top quality service and the most competitive pricing in Indiana. Stop by today at 3930 Franklin Street in Michigan City or give us a call at 219-879-5381. That's 219-879-5381. Or visit us online at www.sowersauto.com. Sowers Ford Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer.
You like this one, partner?
Oh, Lewis loves it. I mean, he's my son, my 15-year-old son, who's the music encyclopedia and is discovering everything from.
And you know what? My little one Donna I think is doing the same thing because she listens to Daddy producing a lot.
And he's now become a fan of early rap as well.
There you
Classic
go.
rap.
4, 5, and 6 due for Notre Dame. Kyle Fiala starts things off, hitting at 264. No home runs. He's driven in 5. And the pitch to Fiala is a curveball strike, and the count's 0-1. Don't you love this video board out in right field?
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful, beautiful scoreboard.
It's a beautiful park, period.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. The pitch. Curveball missed outside. The count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellis Foreman 1-1 on the year. A 4.24 ERA, 23 and a third innings pitch, 26 hits, 14 runs, 11 of them earned. He's walked 5, struck out 10. The pitch. Swinging a shot. Fair ball down the right field line. First hit of the game, and it kicks off the right field wall into second. Standing up is Kyle Fiala, and I mean he hit a rocket right inside of the first base line.
And Valpo might have caught a little bit of a break because it did catch that abutment that juts out in down the line in foul territory. Because if it goes down the line, he could have turned that into 3. But because he got to the right fielder fairly quickly and he handled it cleanly, held him to a double.
Here's Kevin Biggio to the plate, left-handed batter. Why does that sound familiar?
Yeah, that's right. The other Biggio brother.
Fiala at second. The pitch to Kevin has a fastball outside, ball 1.
Actually, which one is the other brother? Depends on which one you talk to, I suppose. I mean, it's who's the
There is
older
no
of the
other
two?
brother with these two. They both play baseball.
That's right. From, of course, Houston, Texas.
Yes, indeed. 1 ball, no strikes. Foreman comes set. Kicks and deals. Swinging a drive toward right center field. This is trouble. Right fielder coming over. It's going to drop for a hit. Heading to third is Fiala. He'll stop there. Biggio on with a hit. 2 hits in the inning.
Notre Dame being a little bit conservative in that situation. I would have thought that Fiala would have been off running what looked like was going to drop in for a base hit, but he held up until the last moment. to make his way to third. Otherwise, I think he could have scored pretty easily on that one.
And you don't want to run yourself out of an inning either.
True, it's early. You're right.
Zach Katsula stands in, playing left field, left-handed batter, hitting at .247, no home runs. He's driven in 11.
Fine, I believe, Lithuanian name that you handled very well there, by the way.
Fiala third, Biggio at first. Kevin Biggio, that is. And Katsoulis at the plate. The pitch to Zach swung on and popped up. Third base
playable.
side into foul territory. Third baseman is there. He makes the catch. One down in the second, and that's a big out.
Yes, absolutely.
Because now you put the double play back in order with Michael Moorman making the catch. So with one down, here is Forrest Johnson hitting at .235. A home run. He's driven in 8. He's got 12 hits on the season.
Hudson, Ohio native is Forrest Johnson. And
Four Winds Field here in South Bend. We hope that you're enjoying it here on the Arena Sports Network. The pitch, they show bunt, and he missed it. And it's a strike, and the count's 0-1. It looked like a squeeze.
Yeah, for a split second there. The infield is playing in. They were thinking the same thing you are. They obviously want to cut off the run at home
right.
At the plate.
0-1 the count. Fiala at third, Kevin Biggio at first. Infield up. Third baseman looks like he's in a charge. And the pitch on the way. First baseman does charge. Next one's a fastball miss, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
By the way, when we say Cavan, it's Cavan, not Kevin Biggio.
Oh, I know a few folks named Cavan. I've done a lot of baseball over the years. Time called as Forrest Johnson steps out of the box. Fiala at third and Kevin Biggio at first. A double and a single got them where they are. Ellis Foreman now comes set. The pitch. Bunted at and missed again, and the count is now 1-2.
So do you try to keep the bunt on, or do you now swing away with 2 strikes? I think you got to swing
Conventionally,
away.
you swing away with 2 strikes.
By the way, Ellis Foreman is from Texas.
A lot of Texas folks up here.
Yeah. Valpo's got, of course, they draw kids from all over the country and parts.
They do.
Overseas as well.
0-2 the count.
And down.
Foreman sets, checks third, the 0-2, fastball outside. Great block at the plate.
Central America is what I'm trying to say.
By the catcher, Jake Hansen, and the count is now even at 2-2.
And he definitely saved a run on that one because that was a wild pitch.
Did you get everything out that you needed to?
I was trying. I was fumbling for a second.
Don't feel bad.
Well, of course, Central Illinois. I'm talking.
Mark, don't feel bad.
Border.
I've done it too.
That's right. Well, it's our first game of the season, so.
This is where we iron out all the kinks,
right? Give me a
right?
moment. That's right.
0-2 the count. Nobody out, runners at the corners. A check to third, and Foreman comes home. Fastball inside, and the count's now full at 3-2.
And we have a radar gun on the scoreboard, so we can take a look.
Isn't that the greatest? Isn't that one of the greatest things?
We like that, yes.
2 hits in the inning. Fiala stands at third. He led off the inning with a double. Kevin Biggio with a single to right center field. They stand where they are on the corners. The payoff pitch swung on and driven into deep left field. This is trouble. Left fielder racing back. Track, wall, and off the top of the wall. That'll probably get both runners home. Fiala trots home. Kevin Biggio around third. He races home. Throw coming to the plate. Safe! And it's 2-0 Notre Dame. Man, that came within an eyelash of going out of here.
Scored that an RBI double. He takes third on the relay throw.
So Forrest Johnson picks up RBIs 9 and 10 on the year on his 4th double. And he stands at third with nobody out, and Robert Youngdahl, Robert Youngdahl now stands in. And it's 2-0 Notre Dame.
And he just missed a home run on that one. He cranked it pretty good.
Well, he sent the left fielder Spencer Mahoney back as far as he could go. Just off the top of the wall. Couldn't clear the fence. From the set, the pitch. Fastball strike right down the middle. The count's 0-1.
And this is a duck at third that Valpo would certainly like to
leave
shut down.
Yeah, leave right where he is. 0-1 the count. 1 down, 2 in for Notre Dame on 3 hits in the inning. Foreman comes set, checks third. The pitch. Line drive. Caught at first. Oh, what a catch. What a catch by Andrew Bynum. And I mean, he just stuck his glove out there and snared it out of midair. 2 down.
Kind of a semi-diving catch as he went to his knees on the dive and snared it. And not only caught the ball, but he made sure that he kept the ball in his glove and it didn't bounce out as he hit the ground. There's a star right there.
Yeah. Definitely hang a star on that. Here's the 9th place hitter, Lane Richards. Forrest Johnson at third. The pitch to Richards, swinging a little looper toward right. That'll get down for a hit. Forrest Johnson trots home. 3-0 Notre Dame.
And it's the bottom of the order that's done the damage.
Yeah.
How many times middle of the order to start it, bottom of the order to drive him in.
How many times have we seen that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing that you didn't want. One thing you didn't want as you're checking some of the comments that folks are making. It's amazing. You had that opportunity to maybe snuff out the inning with runners at first and third and one out.
And when you know it again, Abigio is involved.
Yes.
And speaking of Abigio, here's Connor at the plate with Richards at first and 2 down, 3-0 Notre Dame. They have 4 hits in the inning.
He flied out to left field to lead off the first inning.
The pitch. This is trouble. The bunt out in front of the plate. Foreman gets to it, throws, and he got him. Inning over. But 3 runs come across on 4 hits. No errors, and a man left. We head to the top of the third, and Valparaiso has some work to do. They now trail 3-0. I promise they trail 3-0. We'll be back. You're listening to Valparaiso Crusader Baseball. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Upgrade your ride and lower your costs with a certified pre-owned vehicle from Sowers Ford. With a lower price and lower payments, you can lower your cost of driving in a vehicle that's new to you. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 172-point inspection, 24-hour roadside assistance, and 3 months of SiriusXM satellite radio. 2.9% financing available to qualified buyers. You'll drive for less at Sowers Ford. Sowers Ford Lincoln, 3930 Franklin, Michigan City, 219-879-5381. Or visit us at SowersFord.com.
At Strack & Van Til, everything we do is designed around you. From the uncompromising freshness down every aisle to the unbeatable quality you'll always find. It's the very best selection from choice meats to bakery. And getting honest value every single day, all with the friendly personal service and the savings that you deserve. That's built around you. That's Strack & Van Til. Visit svtgroceries.com today.
I think I made my partner mad with that one.
It's interesting you bring Deep Purple into the mix. My son, by the way, discovered Run DMZ.
Oh, nice. All right, top of the third inning, bottom of the order. Jake Hansen, Andrew Bynum, and J.P. Pakoko steps to the plate. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. 3-0 Notre Dame here in the top of the third. Four Winds Field here in South Bend.
Leading
the pitch
for the Crusaders.
And that's a bouncing ball past the pitcher, Kerrigan. Second baseman Biggio tosses to first. 1 down in the third. And they had to play this.
Yes.
Andrew Bynum hitting at 129. He's got 7 runs driven in on the season. I never knew the title of that doggone song anyway. I just heard it at ballparks all over the place. The pitch. Swung on, pop foul out of play to the right. The count's 0-1.
So the Crusaders have got some work to do, trailing 3-0 after that 3-run second inning by the Fighting Irish.
And it happened so fast.
Yeah, it sure did.
It wasn't a home run either. It's like, here's the pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle, slink through there. It will for a base hit. So Andrew Bynum gets the first hit for Valparaiso.
Should be 2 hits if the ball hadn't
hit the mound and ricocheted right to the shortstop.
That Andy Burns had hit.
That'll bring the 9th place hitter, J.P. Pakoko, to the plate. Even 400 on the year, making his first start, playing in his 5th game. No home runs or RBIs. Bynum at first, now with 1 down here in the third.
But in the limited time, he's batting .400.
How about that? Kerrigan from the stretch, the pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. 88 miles an hour on that pitch.
Yeah, he had some mustard on that.
And he might bring a little more.
The Mexican Hat Dance, that's the name of that one, by the way.
I know that one.
Okay.
I know that one. It was the one before it where I don't know the name of. Kerrigan sets and deals. Fastball inside. It's 2-0. This may be
circus music, as I call it.
There we go. This may be a chance for Valparaiso to get back in this one. Trailing 3-0 here in the top of the third. Bakoko stands in. And Kerrigan comes to the high set position of the pitch. Swung on and hit towards center field. Center fielder will have room. He'll make the catch in right center. 2 down in the inning. Mac Hudgens make the catch.
It was a can of corn fly ball.
And as the AT&T lights come on in the distance, along with the Key Bank building here in South Bend, it'll take us back to the top of the order in Spencer Mahoney.
And also Chase Bank in the
Chase
background.
Bank in
It's
the
a nice
distance.
skyline here in South Bend.
It is.
People sometimes forget they got a few skyscrapers here, and it's a nice town.
Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1 from Kerrigan.
But, of course, we want to see you at Emery Bauer Field in Valparaiso for Crusaders baseball.
Yes, we do.
That lovely town.
Mahoney 0 for 1 on the night. 3-0 in favor of Notre Dame here in the top of the third. And the pitch. Fastball inside, and the count's now 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, the count. This weekend, Valparaiso is at home with Wright State. Tomorrow they have their home opener, weather permitting, against Northern Illinois. 2-0 pitch, fastball high, 3-0.
The Wright State Raiders out of Dayton, Ohio.
The Raiders.
That's right. I've seen them in volleyball and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see
I've
both,
seen them seen them in basketball.
I got to see both of these teams play over at Chicago State, the new ballpark there, Cougar Field.
3-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle for a strike, and it's 3-1. He's given Spencer Mahoney nothing but fastballs.
Valparaiso with a impressive 7-1 victory over the Chicago State Cougars. That was the home home opener for that new ballpark.
3-1, bouncing ball headed up the middle. The shortstop has it. He'll take the long throw, and he got him. Inning over. Oh, boy. You don't want to have chances like that go by the boards. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the third. Notre Dame 3, Valparaiso nothing. This is Valparaiso Crusader Baseball, and you're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
At U.S. Tire and Automotive, you'll find passenger tires, performance tires, truck and SUV tires, and more from proven brands including Bridgestone, Firestone, and other leading industry names. Conveniently located in Gary, Indiana, and providing great service to customers in Gary, Griffith, Hammond, Munster, and Highland, Indiana, U.S. Tire and Automotive offers brake service, alignments, oil changes, shocks and struts, tune-ups, and other valuable services to get your car, truck, minivan, or SUV back on the road. Give us a call at 219-884-4600 or drop us an email at info@ustire-auto.com. Mention this ad and receive a 10% discount on auto work or ask about our tire specials. U.S. Tire and Auto, servicing Gary, Indiana and Northwest Indiana since 1991.
How about a little of that to come back with? Bottom of the third inning here from Four Winds Field in South Bend. Brian Snow, Mark Farina here with you. Valparaiso Baseball making its debut on the Arena Sports Network. We thank you all for joining us. Mac Hudgens, Blaze Lazinski, and Kyle Fiala will step to the plate. Hudgens 0 for 1 on the night. And from the chest high line, the pitch on the way is a fastball strike, and the count's on 1. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Notre Dame. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Valpo. Foreman from the line, the pitch. Bouncing ball headed to the right side. Second baseman Andy Burns tosses him out. 1 down in the third.
Hudgens 0 for 2 now in the ball game, and a good way to start the inning like he did in the first by getting that leadoff hitter off.
Still plenty of at-bats left for Valparaiso.
It is a 9-inning game, of course.
It is. Blaze Lazinski to the plate. And I only have one thing to say to you, Mr. Farina.
Yes.
Remember the doubleheader we had against Cardinal Stritch?
That's right. Wow. Well, you don't have the wind that you had for that.
Right. The pitch. Blaze hits one into right center field. Right fielder back, and he's got it in front of the warning track. running catch by J.P. Pacoco, 2 down in the inning.
Kind of reached out at a fastball outside and looped it out into right center field. Was not as routine as it wound up being at the end, but fortunately 2 up and 2 down in the inning.
Kyle Fiala stands in. Fiala 1 for 1 on the night. He began that 3-run uprising in the second with a double that kicked off the wall in right field. The wall in foul territory here at Four Winds Field. The pitch to Kyle. Fastball low, ball 1.
And it's a good sign to see Ellis Foreman bounce back, not let it shake him, come back and take control again.
1-0 pitch is a strike right down the middle, and the count's now even 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's not how you react when things are going perfect. It's how you react after you give up a few runs, and how do you come out the next inning.
How you come out of a storm. A ball, a strike, 2 down. The pitch to Kyle. Curveball strike, and it's 1-2. Great pitch.
Foreman works from kind of not really a stretch, but how would you describe his motion?
It's a short and wind up.
Yeah.
The pitch. Bouncing ball foul into the Notre Dame dugout, third base side. And the count remains 1-2. Okay, who hasn't heard this sound a lot?
By the way, you don't see as many guys with that full wind up over the head like Bob Gibson.
Those were the fun
wind-ups.
Yeah. Next one's outside with a breaking ball, and the count's now even at 2-2.
Actually, Gibson didn't do it over the head. That was more of a Fergie Jenkins type style.
Well, Gibson did have an over the head windup.
Yeah.
That he did. And you're right. You don't see a lot of overhead windups anymore. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The pitch. Fastball inside corner, missed it, and the count goes full 3-2.
Led her high and almost got him. That was awfully tight and a good job.
Yeah, it was.
By Fiala to back up and not get intimidated by that pitch.
Foreman is ready, and so is Fiala. Here's the Soursford payoff pitch. Line drive. Oh, what a scoop at first. And to the bag for the out, Andrew Bynum. Hang a star on that one also.
He's had 2 great defensive plays in this ball game for the Crusaders.
3 innings done. 3-0 Notre Dame. We head to the 4th, and Mark Farina will take the hot seat. You're listening to Notre Dame baseball. You're listening to Valparaiso baseball taking on Notre Dame. Brother. We're going to a break.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, hi the women and children, folks. Here's Mark to take us through the middle innings.
Top of the 4th inning, the Crusaders trailing the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame 3-0. Leading it off will be the number 2 hitter, Jeff Edwards, the shortstop. Edwards 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flied out to center field in the first inning. Edwards coming into the game, 278 hitter.
Why did that breaking pitch have to be so
nasty?
Why did that breaking pitch have to be so nasty?
Oh, boy, I'll tell you.
Got a good friend, Tim McKinney, giving us a listen.
Swung on, popped on one.
Oh, boy.
One hop to the pitcher, underhands it to first for the out. 1 up, 1 down here in the 4th. And I'll bring up the center fielder, Chris Manning. Manning struck out swinging to end the first inning, so he's 0 for 1.
This is the part of the order that really needs to try to ignite something for Valparaiso as we get into the middle innings.
You got your heavy lumber with Manning and Kowalczyk coming up. Pitch upstairs, almost tomahawked him on that one. That one got away from him.
Yeah,
it was one of those breaking balls that was like the Ephus ball is what they used to call that.
Ephus pitch.
Ephus pitch. I'm sorry.
Get down.
Bad pronunciation. That
Get
ball's
down.
down the right field
Get down.
line. It is going to drop in, get past the diving right fielder all the way to the wall in the corner. Rounding second base on his way to third with a stand-up or sliding triple in this case is Jeff Edwards. And we are in business with a runner at third. And one out. That was Chris Manning with the triple.
And you got to get this run home.
Absolutely. So Manning with one out triples down the line. And we've got a runner in scoring position only 90 feet away. And Karch Kowalczyk steps up, the big RBI man, with 3 home runs, 17 RBIs.
Number 18 may be 90 feet away.
Now from the stretch, the pitch is fouled back.
Doink!
To the screen. Scott Kerrigan, the starting pitcher for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, the right-hander, facing his first real challenge of the ball game. He's now allowed 2 hits in 3 1/3 innings. Pitch is a called strike, a fastball right down the middle.
Corner. Right on the corner.
Evens the count, runs the count to 0-2. Manning is over at third, one out here in the fourth. Swung on and missed, and he made him look bad on that one.
Wow, what a pitch.
Chased the pitch outside for strike 3. That's the second time. Kowalczyk now striking out. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Next batter for the Crusaders, the third baseman.
So with 2 out and a runner at third, it'll leave it up to Michael Mormon, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounding out to the shortstop in the second inning. There's a shot off the glove of the third baseman into left field for a base hit. And an RBI single for Michael Mormon driving in. Chris Manning with the first run of the ball game for the Crusaders.
I would think that would be a base hit.
Oh, absolutely.
It is. That's how they scored it.
That was a tough chance for the third baseman. He made a diving attempt at it, more of a leaping attempt at it, and off his glove into left field. So an RBI single for Michael Mormon, and it's now a 3-1 ball game in favor of the Irish.
We got a request. Tim McKinney wants to join us in the booth a couple times.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Tim, we're going to have to make that happen for you.
The voice of the Triton Trojans. Had the pleasure of working with Tim and Craig Lynch for the Super Sectional. I used to say Super Sectional at Chicago State. Thank you for his help. So runner at first, a run in and 2 out here in the fourth. An RBI single by Michael Mormon driving in Chris Manning, who had tripled with 1 out. Andy Burns is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman in the second, and he pops this one high up in the air. It's playable on the infield. Third baseman calling off the shortstop. He bobbles it and makes the catch. Bobbled it up in the air, but made the catch to end the inning. That could have been disastrous for the Irish. But in the inning for the Crusaders, they get on the board, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and a man left. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning here in South Bend with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish now leading the ball game 3-1 over our Valparaiso Crusaders. You're listening to Crusaders Baseball here on the arenasportsnetwork.com.
Gigahertz, providing customers with excellent service since 2008. Computer problem? Leave it to the staff at Gigahertz, priding themselves with an unparalleled work ethic and continuing to offer customers the lowest prices around. Gigahertz services include PC repair, networking, PC setup, custom PC builds, pickup and delivery, in addition to in-home and in-office service. Get small to large business solutions, service contracts, and much more. Computer problems? Gigahertz. And that's where we come in. Gigahertz for your computer repair and solution needs. In-home, in-store, wherever it's convenient for you. Think your PC's infected? Gigahertz offers free virus diagnostics, with most virus removals done in 48 hours or less. Plus, they'll optimize your PC. Take that, Best Buy. Give Gigahertz a call. 219-218-9323. That's 219-218-9323. Or log on to gigahertzpc.net. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in.
We go to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Four Winds Field in South Bend, Indiana. It'll be the, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in Notre Dame's lineup. Kevin Biggio, who scored 1 of the 3 runs in the second inning off of starting pitcher Ellis Foreman. Left-hander steps in. Foreman bounced back by getting the Irish down in order in the third. And let's see if he can continue it now that he's got the lead cut down to 3-1. after the Crusaders scored the run in the top of this inning. And here's the pitch from the set, and it is down low. We'll run the count to 1-1. Rather, did he call that a strike? I don't think so.
No, he didn't.
No, it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You did it again.
This pitch is down low. Oh, it's 3-0. I'm sorry. 3 balls, no strikes.
You even corrected yourself, and you said the same.
That's right. I have to look at the scoreboard.
Listen, it's our first game this year,
right.
folks.
Cut us some slack. And remember, I know Mr. Slack as well. This pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, runs the count to 3-1 now. Biggio followed by Zach Katsoulis and then Forrest Johnson in the lineup for the Fighting Irish and Notre Dame will lead at 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. This pitch is swung on. High hopper to the second baseman. Ranges over. Toss on to first. In time for out number 1. Nice play by the second baseman, just staying with the ball. Andy Burns, and then he made that sidearm throw over to first baseman Andrew Bynum for the out.
Great toss from second, just about on the outfield.
So with 1 out, nobody on, it'll bring up Zach Katsoulis, the left fielder. Katsoulis popped out to the third baseman Michael Mormon in the second inning.
Ooh.
And at that point, we thought we might have a shot at getting out of the inning with 2 men on base, but then the big double by Forrest Johnson, the on-deck hitter. Katsoulis is from Homer Glen, Providence Catholic. A couple of Providence Celtics on this team.
A Celtic that becomes a Fighting Irish. How about that?
Well, you keep it in the family.
Indeed.
Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch was a little bit high and outside to Katsoulis. He's the left fielder for the Fighting Irish. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Ground ball. Same spot. Knocked down by the second baseman. Tossed the first. Not in time.
Man. That was a great attempt, though.
Tough play. He had to go down to a knee and kind of slide to knock it down, but it knocked it away from him enough to...
Let's see how they score that. I think that would be a hit.
I think it's a hit, too. That's a tough chance on that one.
I think that would be a hit, and Katsoulis could fly. Katsoulis can fly.
Katsoulis, as you point out, he's got some speed on those legs.
It is indeed a hit.
And I would imagine that it should be. So 1 on, 1 out here in the 4th. And Forrest Johnson,
here he goes.
Caused some trouble. Again, he goes to right field down the first base side into that alcove outcrop, if you will. In the second inning, he doubled to left off the top of the fence, just missed a home run ball, driving in a couple of runs, and then came around to score on a base hit by Lane Richards later on, the number 9 hitter. Runner at first with 1 out. And the 0-1 delivery. Up high, toss on over to first. Not in time.
Kind of a warning. Hey, we're looking at you.
Yes, we're paying attention to you.
They never did that against Lou Brock.
No.
Or Vince Coleman.
Katsoulis 4 for 4 in the stolen base category for the Irish this season.
He might go here.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Johnson. And the pitch swung on and missed. Got a piece of it. We'll run the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Breaking ball that time. Good pitch.
Nice piece of pitching by Ellis Foreman. Working from the stretch, although it's not as much a stretch as some windups, as we pointed out. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. A big guy to get out of here if he can.
Indeed.
Takes a look at first. And from the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, base hit in the hole to right field. And holding at second base will be Zach Katsoulis. So once again, Johnson gets on with a base hit. This time goes the opposite field to right field. And now we've got runners at first and second with 1 out. And it'll bring up the right fielder, Robert Youngdahl.
And you keep the double play in order also.
Youngdahl was robbed of a base hit. He hit a bullet to right field and was snared by a leaping first baseman.
Andrew Bynum.
He's made a couple of great plays so far in the ballgame for the Crusaders. Left-hander against right-hander in this situation. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And the pitch is a little bit low and inside for ball 1. on a breaking ball. Key situation here. They cut the lead down to only 2, but Notre Dame threatening here in the bottom of the 4th, leading 3-1. Foreman's pitch. Ooh. Just missed.
Ooh.
Another breaking ball. Not getting a lot of that.
Hey, Tim McKinney, you ever see a pitch you thought was a strike and it turns out it wasn't? I know you've been behind the mic for plenty of those.
Almost bent our knees on that one from up here.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strike. Pitch swung on and missed. Another breaking ball. This time he would have had a called strike anyways on that one. A beautiful breaking pitch.
Came back with the same pitch.
So now the count runs to 2-1 with runners at first and second and 1 out. Here in the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th in South Bend. Ellis Foreman gets his sign from his catcher, Jake Hansen. Takes a look towards the runners, glances to second, and the pitch.
Ooh!
Just inside. Yep, just missed it. Hansen tried to paint that ball a little bit more inside, but didn't get the call.
Oh,
so now
man.
He's in the hole, 3 balls and 1 strike to Young Dahl. And here's a key pitch in this situation, 3-1 pitch. This one's inside for sure, and that'll load him up. So Young Dahl gets on as he coaxes a walk with 1 out. Bases are now loaded with the number 9 hitter.
And they might have to bring the infield in at a couple spots.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Richards with an RBI single to right, the number 9 hitter driving in a run in that 3-run second inning. So he knows that he can drive some runs in that number 9 spot.
Yes, he did.
On deck would be Connor Biggio, the leadoff hitter for the Fighting Irish. So bases loaded, 1 out. Big situation here. Try to coax his way out of it. How about a double play ball?
How about it? But he's missed with his last 3 pitches, all fastballs.
Well, this one was upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Tight situation with the Crusaders, trailing 3-1. And here's the 1-0 pitch. This one's a called strike. Nice fastball. Just throw strikes. At that point, try not. If your breaking ball isn't working for the strike pitch, then stick with what gets you here, that fastball and maybe a hard slider.
We'll go around the horn in the majors in the 6th inning.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch. This one's a little bit low. Run the count to 2-1.
Man.
There is no action in either bullpen at this point.
This is a midweek game, and these pitchers need to get some work.
And some innings. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Lane Richards, the shortstop of the Fighting Irish. Foreman's pitch, tapped high. Boy. That's a trouble.
Boy.
Down the line, takes a high hop. It'll drive in at least 1. Here comes the runner. He will be safe. A 2 RBI single to left field. They didn't hit it hard, but he took advantage of this turf and bounced it over the third baseman's head into left field. So Richards is 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs in this ballgame. The number 9 hitter.
And that didn't take much.
That hurts.
That did not take much. 1 good chop. And we talked about the turf also.
You can use it to your advantage if you know how to.
Boy, did they ever.
In this case, they did. He just chopped the ball over the third baseman's head for a 2 RBI single. And now it's a 5-1 advantage for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and brings up the top of the order and Connor Biggio. Now the good news, the leadoff hitter's 0 for 2 in this ball game.
But the bad news is Notre Dame has found their stroke.
Biggio flied out to left to lead off the bottom of the first, and he grounded back to the pitcher to end the second. Biggio fouls this one straight back.
Doink!
Somebody out towards the... I think that's a sound effect. I don't think that's... Hopefully it's not my car.
It better not be. I'm not going back out there.
No, ball's 1 strike to Biggio. Another tight situation here. You don't want to give him any more this early in the ball game. Pitch is just outside for ball 1. Evens the count at 1-1. Hasn't been getting too much cooperation from the home plate umpire. I'm not arguing with him. I'm just saying From a pitcher standpoint, he feels like he may be getting squeezed. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, ground ball, it's foul down the first base side. Over on the count to 1-2. Mac Hudgens, the center fielder, will be due up next. Top of their order is Ofer. Nobody's gotten
but
a
it's
hit.
the bottom of the order that's killed us.
Bottom of the order, and bottom of the order has really been the trouble for the Crusaders tonight. Runners at first and second, taking normal leads on the dirt. And the pitch, ground ball. This is a base hit to right field. Could drive in a run. They're going to hold the runner at third, and we've got the bases loaded once again with still only 1 out.
This is only the second time this season that Notre Dame has scored 5 runs. The last time was this weekend against Wake Forest, and they lost that game 7-5.
And Brian Schmatt's going to take a walk out to the mound to talk to his pitcher. And
got to get somebody warm now.
And now he's going to start getting somebody warm down the right field bullpen, right field side bullpen.
Oh, Tim McKinney gave me a great story. His good friend Steve Busa, the official timer for Proviso West, was behind the plate for the Senior League state title game that he called. He would hear him from the backstop. He would hear Tim from the backstop calling the game. There was a pitch. He called a strike, but it appeared to be outside. He knew he blew the call, and he heard Tim say, breaking ball over the outside corner, nearly cracked up at the plate.
Well, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Irish. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Crusaders. And one of those situations you just don't want to get into. But the good news with the bases loaded is it does force the possible double play at any base.
Yeah.
And you got a guy who is already 0 for 2 in the ballgame with a ground out in the form of center fielder Mac Hutchins coming up. Hutchins flied out to center field in the first. He grounded out to lead off the third, grounded out to the Crusaders' second baseman, Andy Burns.
Excellent.
But he can really cause some trouble right here if he can get on base.
And the infield's in.
Here's the pitch, swung on.
And
slow roller to second. It's going to drive possibly 1 run. It's not going to get the double play. Toss on to second for 1. The run will score in the form of Robert Youngdahl. Forced out at second is Connor Biggio, so there's 2 out, but it's now a 6-1 ball game and lead for the Fighting Irish.
Again, they score 3.
4-6 put out on the force play. Fielder's choice for Hudgens. And I'll bring up Blaise Lazinski, the number 3 hitter. He's also 0 for 2 with ground out to the second baseman and the first, flied out to the center fielder and the third. But now you got runners at first and second with 2 out. Pitch swung on and missed on a nice fastball right down the middle. And he definitely was off stride on that swing.
Give him a couple more of those.
I think he was looking for curveball and he got a fastball. Kyle Fiala, the third baseman, would be the next hitter. He's on deck. No balls, 1 strike. Let's see. Situation here is down low. We'll even the count at 1-1.
Wow.
You don't want to give him any more.
No, you don't.
Already trailing 6-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They've put 3 on the board in the second and now 3 more here in the 4th.
U.S. Tire and Auto trivia question coming next inning.
Swung on, foul back to the screen. Has him in the hole now, 1-2.
Saturday we'll begin our 3rd season of coverage of the Railcats High School Baseball Challenge from the Steel Yard in Gary.
Ballpark that we've gotten very familiar with over the years.
And fun to visit.
Hey, 2 championships for that organization. Also own the Schaumburg Boomers, who won the Frontier League. That's one
nice
low
pitch.
And inside. Nice stop by the catcher for the Crusaders, Jake Hansen, as he went down to one knee to make that snare in the dirt.
That was a good save.
Yeah, evens the count 2-2. He saved a run with a runner at third base. Runners at first and third, 2 out, 3 runs in the inning. And the pitch swung on. Line shot. It is.
He got
Did
it.
He catch it?
He got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Diving stop by the second baseman. What a great play saving a run. Andy Burns with a diving stop right about second base.
Here's your star, sir. Hang a star on it.
Some great defense, and he's able to save a run from coming in and ends the inning. But in the inning for the Irish, there were 3 runs on a total of 4 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 men left. We go to the top of the 5th inning here in South Bend with the score now. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame 6, your Valparaiso Crusaders 1. Back after this on the Arena Sports Network.
Looking for a reason to visit U.S. Tire and Auto in Gary, Indiana? Our customers gave us 5 of them. The high standards of quality service and parts, lifetime warranties, a strong business built on honesty and integrity. They've been servicing the Gary community since 1991 and the largest auto and light truck tire dealer in the city of Gary, Indiana. We have a variety of products and services that are instrumental to the health of your car, including our tire fitment guide to help you find the correct or to schedule an appointment. Call 219-884-4600 or visit us online at www.ustire-auto.com.
We go to the top of the 5th inning here in South Bend with the Valparaiso Crusaders. They've got some work to do. They now trail at 6-1 to the Irish. 3 runs in both the 2nd and 4th inning for Notre Dame to stake this lead. There's a called strike on the outside corner to the leadoff hitter, Jake Hansen, the catcher. Hansen saved a run there with that nice stop in the dirt in the last inning. This pitch is outside. I'll run the count even to 1-1. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Irish. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Crusaders. Pitch is swung on, fouled back on the first base side and outside the ballpark. Somebody out there may have a souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
Hansen will be followed by the first baseman, Andrew Bynum, and then the right fielder, J.P. Picoco.
Oh.
And I'm going to get that name straight. I apologize to JP if I'm butchering it.
I apologize also. Man, talk about a knee bender.
2 balls, 2 strikes, swung on.
Get down.
Line shot.
Oh, wow.
And leaping up to make the catch. Kind of a soft liner is the first baseman for the Irish, Blaze Lazinski. So there's 1 out, 1 up, 1 down. And I'll bring up Andrew Bynum. Bynum has one of the 3 hits for the Crusaders. He singled with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but was left stranded. So 1 up, 1 down, and Bynum takes it in tight for ball 1. Ellis Foreman has given up just 1 run so far. Rather, not Ellis Foreman, but their pitcher. Fouled back right behind us.
Incoming!
About the railroad tracks behind us.
All right, here's our U.S. Tire and Auto trivia question. It goes a little something like this. Name the first White Sox player to hit a home run in the All-Star game.
Okay. This pitch is a called strike on a breaking ball.
Beautiful pitch.
Now to 1 ball, 2 strikes from right-hander Scott Kerrigan of the Irish. 1-2 delivery. He's wasting no time. He threw a beautiful breaking ball for a called 3rd strike.
Wow.
That is strikeout number 2 in the ball game for Kerrigan.
That was just plain filthy.
And I'll bring up the bottom of the order and number 9 hitter J.P. Picoco. I think it might be Picoco. We're going to get that straight.
That was just plain. That pitch was just
I'm
plain
Italian.
filthy.
I should be able to get that. Come on.
Hey, I butchered it too, okay?
1 ball, no strike pitch. Takes it outside, runs the count to 2-0. Let's see if we can coax a walk. Coax a walk. Coax a walk, that's right. Okay, something like that. Coax a walk with 2 out. And bring up the top of the order in Spencer Mahoney. 2 ball, no strike pitch. Swung on, popped up foul territory. Can be playable. First baseman has room by the bullpen to make the catch to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Crusaders here in the top of the 5th. No runs, hits, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Four Winds Field in South Bend with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame leading the Crusaders of Valparaiso 6-1. You're listening to Crusaders Baseball on the Arena Sports Network.
Statistics are surprising. Some are unbelievable. And some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the fifth inning when you go. It's a 6-1 lead for the Fighting Irish in Notre Dame over our Valparaiso Crusaders. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Irish. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Crusaders. As the number 2 hitter, let's see, take a look at this now. It's actually number 4 hitter Kyle Fiala will lead it off. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game.
I told you it's spring training for us, folks.
Doubled to lead off the second, came around to score their first run. And he grounded back on a great play. Actually, a line drive, great play, stab by the first baseman, who has made a couple of gems in this ballgame, Andrew Bynum. Charge. How do you stop a rhinoceros from charging? Take away its credit cards.
Of course.
One ball, 1 strike to Fiala. Ground ball.
Get over there.
Sharp hit, and it gets past the second baseman. Into right field for a base hit. That might be an error. He didn't touch the ball, but
No, that's a base hit.
He could have fielded it.
I think that's a base hit. No. Scored an error.
It scored an error.
And you were right. You were right. There was an opportunity for him to make the play.
So the first error of the ball game committed by second baseman Andy Burns, and with 1 on and nobody out here in the fifth, it'll bring up Kevin Biggio, who was 1 for 2 in the ball game with a run scored. He singled to center in the second and scored. That ball's a line shot, and that is a fair ball right down the right field line. It's going to go all the way into the corner. Biggio rounding second. Runner will hold at third, so a 1-out double by Kevin Biggio, his second hit of the ballgame, and now they've got runners in scoring position with nobody out. Runners at second and third.
And this is how the second inning started. First 2 runners reached. In fact, both innings where they scored, the second and the fourth, the first 2 runners reached.
So
here's the answer to our U.S. Tyrant Auto trivia question. Who was the first White Sox player to hit a home run in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game appearance? The one and only.
Who?
Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas, okay. I thought maybe Ron Kittle. Well, here's trouble. Zach Katsoulis is 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He has a run scored and a single in that 3-run fourth inning. This ball is a base hit to right. Past the diving second baseman Burns. That'll drive in 1. In this case, Biggio will hold at third.
See, this is not fair. Why are they playing this?
Yeah. An RBI single to right for Zach Katsoulis. Drives in Kyle Fiala. Thanks to the error. These would be unearned runs from this point. There is activity. A couple of, at least one pitcher warming on the bullpen, a right-hander. It's a little tough from this angle. I do have binoculars here someplace.
Well, take a look, man.
That's fine. I'll let you take a look. You get a better angle.
I think it's Trevor Haas.
Okay.
That is throwing in the.
With youth, you have vision. I'm losing that vision as I get older.
I'm probably going to start losing it as my little one gets older. Holy cow.
So here's Forrest Johnson. He's been a real bomb to the Crusaders in this ballgame. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. He doubled in 2 runs in the second. He singled and scored in the fourth. So he's 2 for 2. Pitch swung on, hit high, deep. It's going to go foul and out of play.
His hands. He was a little early, but he got his hands extended and was able to turn on it.
He had some distance on it. I don't think it would have gone out if it had been in fair territory, but we'll take the strike. Robert Youngdahl is due up next. And it's been the bottom of the order, the middle and bottom of the order that's really hurt the Crusaders tonight. This pitch swung on a fastball.
Take
85-mile-an-hour fastball in tight and high.
Take that.
One of those kind of in-your-eyes type of a fastball. Tough one to lay off of.
My eyes.
1 ball, 2 strikes now to Forrest Johnson. Big guy to get out of the lineup if he can.
No. Ooh.
Check swing outside.
Oof.
They appeal to the first base umpire, but he says it was a ball. No swing. And evens the count at 2-2. Wow.
Man.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and third. Nobody out with a run in here in the 5th. And the pitch. Swung on. Slow roller to the shortstop. He's going to clutch, get the throw. He gets the toss the second.
Ball
he could have had a double play.
Glove. Ball got stuck in his glove when he retrieved it.
So that is an RBI on the fielder's choice for Johnson. On the play, Katsoulis is rubbed out at second, but also on the play, Kevin Biggio comes around to score run number 8 for the Irish. And now with 1 out and a runner at first, it'll bring up Robert Youngdahl. Youngdahl, the right fielder, pops it up, foul territory, and it'll go out of play.
Doink!
Right behind the third base dugout of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Youngdahl lined out in the first on a great stab by first baseman Andrew Bynum, and then he walked and scored in the 4th, so he's officially 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Pitch is a called strike. Runs the count 0-2, so he's got him in the hole 0-2.
Got to finish it.
With 1 out.
Did you hear the sound they played when the ball dropped?
Yes, I did. Yes, we liked it. This is minor league baseball quality, even though this is a college ball game. They got the crew here. Love that about minor league baseball. This pitch, he reached down low and fouls it down the first base side. Stays alive at 0-2. Runner at first with just 1 out.
They get the people involved.
Exactly. That's what we love. Well, you've really been the kind of guy who introduced me to minor league baseball. I've been to Schaumburg before last couple seasons, but now I've made the whole tour.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Rockford.
Yes.
This pitch line shot, but it's right at the right fielder who makes the catch for out number 2. Hit it right on the button, but right at the right fielder.
JP.
Yeah, JP made the catch for out number 2. Runner
See, this is why
first.
we're just saying JP right now. We want to be sure we get the last name right.
Yes. I've been known to butcher names early in the season. Just talked to Danny Grieva of Roosevelt University.
You just
right, took the words out of your mouth. Lane Richards will step up. He is 2 for 2. The number 9 hitter has a couple of RBIs in this ball game.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Thought that was a strike. Oh. Richards singled in a run in the first, and he singled in another run. Actually, I believe he singled in 2 runs.
He did
in the 4th. So he's got 3 RBIs in this ballgame.
Uh-oh.
And that ball is hit up in the air, but it's going to be playable. Left fielder backing up in medium deep left field and making the catch is Spencer Mahoney to retire the side. But in the inning, a couple of runs more for the Fighting Irish. 2 runs on a total of 2 hits. There was 1 big error, and there's 1 man left. We go now to the top of the 6th inning. We've got some work to do with our offense. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame now leading the Valparaiso Crusaders 8-1. Back after this on the Arena Sports Network.
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Okay.
So, what do you do on Sundays?
I usually try to make it to the gym and play video games.
Go to the zoo, and then you have lunch and nap, and there's some diapers.
Between ballet classes and...
I can totally imagine you doing ballet.
Yeah, well, not me, but taking my 2 girls to ballet.
Did you know TCF Bank is open Sundays? How would that make life easier?
That would mean a lot.
I do like to have the bank open on Sunday, and that's one of the reasons I use TCF.
I completely agree. It's a bummer when you realize at the end of the week that you have something to take care of and the bank's not open.
But TCF Bank is open on Sundays.
I can't believe it.
It's amazing.
That is amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
So you might go and talk to a person on Sunday?
Yeah, I like talking to persons.
You know what? I can tell that about you. TCF Bank is open 7 days, including Sundays. Surprised? Come into the home of free checking and open an account today. For locations and more information, call 1-855-OPEN-TCF or go to tcfbank.com. TCF Bank. Surprisingly convenient. Member FDIC.
We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Valparaiso Crusaders trailing by a score of 8-1 to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. 8 runs on 12 hits for the Irish. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and that was a big one in the bottom of the last inning. And leading it off for the Crusaders will be the top of the order in Spencer Mahoney. He fouls this one back and is in the hole 0-1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Mahoney, the left fielder, grounded out to the second baseman to lead off the ball game and then grounded out to the shortstop to end the 3rd inning. Mahoney coming in batting .300. And this pitch is in tight. He evens the count at 1-1, low and inside. Well, let's see what the Crusaders offense can do. As Scott Kerrigan's pretty much been able to handcuff them with the exception of that 4th inning.
Yeah, he's mowed them down.
When Chris Manning tripled to lead off, or the second batter in that inning tripled and scored. This pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rather, 3 balls and 1 strike.
You missed again.
Yeah, looking down.
That's okay.
Pay attention, Mr. Farina.
I've done it too.
It's early, but we'll get it. This pitch fouled back. We'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. To Spencer Mahoney. We got to get some base runners, especially from the top of the order.
I'm so glad there's a net in front of this window. I had an adventure in the Metro Dome.
That's right. Ground ball, a couple hops to the second baseman, roams over to his right, makes the toss to retire Spencer Mahoney, who's now 0 for 3 in the ball game.
Mr. Biggio again.
And I'll bring up Jeff Edwards, the shortstop. Edwards also 0 for 2 in the ballgame. The number 2 hitter flied out to the center fielder in the 1st, grounded back to the pitcher to lead off the 4th. Got to get some base runners on this right-hander Kerrigan. This pitch is down low for ball 1. Chris Manning, who's got the only run scored in the ballgame, the only extra base hit, as a matter of fact, is on deck. Manning, the center fielder. Ground ball, slow roller to the shortstop, comes in, makes the clean pickup, and strong throw to first for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and it'll bring up and leave it up to Manning to keep this inning alive. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He struck out swinging to end the 1st, but then in the 4th inning with 1 out, he tripled down the right field line and came around to score on the RBI single by Michael Moorman. But now he steps up with 2 out and nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Kerrigan moves quick. He works quickly.
Yeah, he does.
I love that about a pitcher, especially he knows it's cold out there.
When he gets it and goes.
Fortunately, he doesn't have Carlton Fisk behind the plate to slow him down. Hall of Famer he may be. Kerrigan again up high, moves quickly. The count is even at 1-1. Karch Kowalczyk, the designated hitter, is due up next. And the relief pitcher who we may see in this ballgame. I don't know if he'd come in a situation like this.
No, I don't think you'd use your closer in this situation. Not with a 7-run deficit.
Ball is in the dirt, runs back to the screen, so the count now runs to 2-1 to Manning. And Kerrigan moving quickly. Pops this one up, does Manning. Second baseman behind the infield and the outfield turf makes the catch to retire the side. So once again, the Crusaders go down in order. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame leading the Valparaiso Crusaders 8-1. You're listening to Crusaders Baseball here on the Arena Sports Network.
When your vehicle needs service, look no further than Sowers Ford, a Ford dealer like no other. Our state-of-the-art service department is fully staffed with certified technicians who can handle anything from routine maintenance to the most difficult diesel repair. Brakes, tires, and batteries. Sowers Ford service has it all. Sowers Ford, serving Michigan City and surrounding communities. Sowers Ford Lincoln, 3930 Franklin, Michigan City, 219-879-5381, or visit us at SowersFord.com.
Quality products from Bridgestone, Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600, or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. We've got a new pitcher coming in. And Brian, can you tell us a little bit about our new pitcher for the Crusaders?
I'm still laughing at that song that they played. Oh, gracious. We do indeed have a new pitcher for the Crusaders, Trevor Haas, 6'2", 185, a sophomore out of Mount Prospect, Illinois. Attended Hersey High School. And for... Where is he? Okay, here for Mr. Haas. Sixth appearance with a 5.40 ERA. Does not have a record. 6 2/3 innings pitched. 9 hits, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's thrown a double. He's faced 31 batters, and opponents are hitting .290 against him. I lost my place. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, let's just slide this time, but never do it again.
He's been saying that to me for 3 years, folks.
Connor Biggio will lead it off, the top of the order for the Fighting Irish in Notre Dame. Biggio, then Hudgens and Blaze Lazinski. 1, 2, 3 hitters. Biggio.
Kenny Coco walk?
Well, he is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower, although he's a DH in this case. Called strike for strike 1. Good way to start the inning for Trevor Haas.
And look at them. They're just like that in stature and in stance.
That's right. You're right. They and
look
dirty,
at the hands.
And dirty helmet. Batting helmet. There's a called strike. Good way to start the inning.
Look at this.
So far
look at the stance.
Haas.
Look at the stance. When we see it, look at it in front of us, folks. Does that not remind you of Craig Biggio?
Oh, yeah. He's a left-handed version of Biggio.
Mm-hmm. And Biggio was a switch hitter.
That's true. That one's in the dirt, goes back to the screen, runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haas with that old-fashioned, the high, what do you call it? With the
leg kick.
No, I'm talking
the socks.
The socks, yes.
With the stirrups.
Yes. And the socks all the way up so you can see them. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter and number 1 hitter in the order, and he gets a piece of it back to the screen. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nothing but breaking pitches so far on this at bat.
Biggio 1 for 3 at a RBI single in the 4th. Flied out in the 1st, grounded out in the 2nd. So for the most part, they've kept him in check as the leadoff hitter. It's been the low, middle, and bottom of the order for Notre Dame that's done all the damage in this ball game.
They've driven in all 8 runs.
That pitch was a little bit high, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Got some action now down in the Irish bullpen off to our left.
2 ball, 2 strike count. He went fishing on that one. He had him off strike, but just got a piece of it. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, even though the score
That's the closest thing. That's the closest thing to an Ephus pitch.
Yeah.
And my partner's trying to copy
that was a very slow curveball in this
My
case.
partner's trying to copy off me, folks. He now has the mustache and the goatee going.
That's right. People are going to be shocked when they see me.
Yeah.
As you were. Ground ball. Diving stop by the second baseman. Toss on the first. He throws it away. I don't know if he would have got him anyways. The ball goes into the dugout, so awarded second base will be Connor Biggio. Let's see what they rule that one.
I would say
it's got to be a hit with an error. That's my guess, too.
Hit plus an error.
It was a tough chance in the hole for the second baseman. just right of second base. And they will call it an error, at least on the throw, and it's a hit too as well. So you'll count it a hit with an error on the throw, allowing Biggio to go to second. So they've got a runner in scoring position to start the inning. And the batter, Mac Hutchins, takes the strike.
Hutchins 0 for 3 with a run batted in.
How about if we get let's get him out. Let's worry about that.
Yeah.
Irish with an 8-1 lead, and we are in the bottom of the 6th.
Tim McKinney just brought up a very good point about the dirty helmets of the Biggio brothers.
Pitch is swung on, got a piece of it for a strike.
And no pine tar.
0-2.
No pine tar for Biggio to dirty the helmet with because of the aluminum bats.
That's right. Matt Hutchins in the ballgame, by the way. He is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice, driving in a run. Also a fly out and a ground out to the second baseman, Burns. One of those nights so far for the Crusaders.
Yeah. It's early in the season, though.
It sure is. And fortunately, this is not a Horizon League game, so
right.
It won't hurt them in that respect. But this pitch is fouled back to the screen by Hutchins.
They got plenty of those left. They'll see Wright State, Youngstown State. They'll see UIC again.
Yeah, that's right.
They'll see Chicago State in a non-conference game on April 30th.
And you'll be hearing us quite a bit during the season from Emery Bauer Field, and we may be doing a road trip somewhere along the way.
And we're not going to drive in a monsoon again.
Yes. The storm of the century we drove through. And then had to drive on the Indiana Toll Road between
oh my gosh,
2 semis with a downpour going back to Chicago.
And I mean, the factors that we had to drive through that afternoon when we did Roosevelt and Valparaiso last year, the monsoon and the trucks.
That's right. That was a little hairy there for a few minutes.
Hey, Tim, you ever drive through a situation like that?
Line shot, base hits to right field, right on the money. Biggio will make his way to third as the right fielder for the Crusaders, Picoco, gets the ball back in.
This is one of those kind of nights, early midweek game, playing a bigger opponent in Notre Dame out of the ACC. Even though this is a D1 baseball game, you can kind of see the difference between the two teams.
Yeah,
but give Valparaiso credit for hanging in this game.
It isn't St. Mary's we're playing tonight.
No. Or Holy Cross.
Keep that in mind, yes.
Or Holy Cross in that doggone shack I was in.
We'll talk about that later. Blaze Lazinski, the first baseman, takes a called strike for strike one. Runners at first and third with nobody out here in the 6th. And the Irish are already leading 8-1. Lazinski is 0 for 3 in this ballgame. One of the few guys who's taken the collar.
Yeah, surprising.
A line out, a great diving stop by the second baseman to end the 4th inning. He swung at a filthy great breaking ball outside by about a foot. That wasn't a swing. That was a wave at that one as he had complete off strike.
I mean, filthy.
Grounded out to end the first. He flied out to in the third, and he grounded out to lined out in that 4th. This one is just outside.
Gummit.
Runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes, an 84-mile-an-hour fastball. They've been in that range for both pitchers, starting pitcher Ellis Foreman and Trevor Haas now in relief here.
Give him the soft stuff and make it outside.
Big pitch coming up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lazinski. And the 1-2 offering swung out, popped up. It's playable. Could drive and run. Medium deep right field. The catch is made.
Forget it.
On to
Biggio's
home
too
is
fast.
not going to be in time as Biggio comes in on the sacrifice fly RBI by Blaze Lazinski, and it's now a 9-1 lead for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Biggio's too fast, just like his pops.
I don't think right fielder Picoco really had much of a chance on that one. So with 1 out and a runner at first now, and a run in, it'll bring up Kyle Fiala. Okay.
Runner took second on the throw.
He did take second on the throw. Okay, good point. Fiala has done some damage and has some help as well in this ballgame. Pitches upstairs for ball 1. Fiala doubled to lead off the second, came around to score the first of 3 runs in that inning. He grounded back to the first baseman to end the third, and then he led off the fifth and got on an error.
Which opened the gates.
Which opened the gates. All unearned runs, 2 unearned runs in that inning, charged to starting pitcher Ellis Foreman.
Go to first.
High hopper. Nice job by the second baseman. In this case, Andy Burns. Took a funny hop on him, but he stayed with it. Runner, in this case, Mac Hutchins, makes his way over to third.
It's one of those turf hops.
So now 2 out with a runner just 90 feet away. And it brings up Kevin Biggio, and he's 2 for 3 in the ballgame with a couple runs scored and an RBI.
Oh, y'all a scoreboard
Let's
update.
just hold it to 1.
Please. Oh, y'all a scoreboard update. You'll get it next inning.
Sounds good. Let's find out what's happening around the league. This pitch is swung on.
Canicorn
to center field. Back up for a moment, and then stepping forward to make the catch is the center fielder Chris Manning to end the inning. There was a run scored. Could have been worse with the first 2 batters getting on. 1 run scored in the inning. There were a total of 2 hits. There was an error and 1 man left. We are through 6 complete innings here at Four Winds Field in South Bend, with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame leading our Valparaiso Crusaders by a score of 9-1. Brian Snow will take you the rest of the way here on the Arena Sports Network.
What is the Times Media Company? The Times Media Company is a vital and integral part of the Northwest Indiana region. We are the #1 source of news and information, and pledge to not only be the first to bring you news through our online platforms, but also be the best at taking you deeper into the stories that matter in your lives through all our products. From our daily print newspaper to specialty publications to online and mobile sites, we connect people with content that informs, entertains, and engages. More than just local content, but content that is important to local people. For more information, log into nwi.com or call 219-933-3200. The Times Media Company. We are where you need us to be.
We have a new pitcher to start the top of the 7th inning for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. It's a right-hander by the name of Nick McCarty. McCarty making now his 8th appearance. He's got a 4.89 earned run average, a record of 1-5. Hopefully we'll add to that record. 35 innings pitched. He's given up 37 hits. 24 runs he's given up, 19 of which are earned, 9 walks, 21 strikeouts. So this is a guy that we can get some runs off. Hopefully. Brian Snow bringing you the rest of the way. Brian, let's see if you can get us some runs.
Thank you very much. We head to the top of the 7th. 9-1 Notre Dame with the lead as Nick McCarty will start things off from the chest high wind. The pitch. Fastball strike right down the middle. The count's 0-1. Kowalczyk, Mormon, and Andy Burns. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Valparaiso.
And our 4, 5, and 6 hitters only have 1 hit.
Swing and a miss by Kowalczyk, and the count's 0-2.
And that's been a bit of a sore spot. Batters 3 through 6 only have 2 hits in the ballgame for the
0-2. Swing and a foul back to the net, and the count stays at 0-2.
Nice piece of pitching by Scott Kerrigan.
Do you hear what's playing right now?
Yes. Okay.
I love this. The 0-2. Swinging a liner foul. We'll do it again.
Let me get you a line score in a moment.
I'll say what they say on the board. 9-14-0 for Notre Dame. 1-3-2 for Valpo. From the chest high wind, the 0-2 again. Waved at. Yep. Umpire says he swung. They'll toss to first. Strikeout 2-3. 1 up, 1 down in the 7th.
The second time Kowalczyk has struck out swinging in the ballgame.
Little impatient that time. Here's Michael Mormon to the plate. And Mormon 1 for 2 with a run batted in.
That's strikeout number 21 that Kowalczyk has swung at this season.
in the middle of the order.
He leads the team in that category,
The
unfortunately.
pitch to Mormon is a curveball strike, and the count's 0-1. And that was downright filthy.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. 1 out of the 7th. And the 0-1. Fastball low, and the count's even 1 ball, 1 strike. That McCarthy has that kind of herky-jerky motion where he pauses before he lets the ball go.
Yes.
The chest-high wind and the 1-1. Curveball missed inside. Counts 2-1.
And depending on how much movement he's got on the ball, that can really throw a batter off.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're timing yourself based on the motion, and then all of a sudden he throws you a looping curveball.
Next one's popped up in foul territory. Blaze Lazinski didn't get it.
He dropped it.
That should be an error on Lazinski.
Yeah, that was a can of corn pop-up right by the coach's box, and he should have had that one, and I think they're going to call it an error, and yes, they will.
Have to be an error. And they got it on the wrong side of the board.
No, we do have 2 errors in the game. Yeah, I was going to say. Well, he keeps them alive. Let's see if we can take advantage of that faux pas.
The 2-2. Swinging a high, chopper headed towards third. Oh, what a play. Throw to first, not in time as it pulled the first baseman off the bag.
And I think you're going to have to call that an error as well.
Mormon beats it out. That should be an error against Notre Dame. No, they're going to score that a hit.
Still waiting to put that error up. Well, he takes advantage either way.
Yeah.
Takes advantage of the popped foul and the bad throw by the third baseman. Third baseman for the Irish, Kyle Fiala, came in and cut the ball off from the shortstop.
Indeed he did.
But he was a little off stride, and he kind of had to sidearm the throw to first from his position there. So you got to run around, and we'll take advantage of it. Let's see.
And a pinch hitter now. Bryce Yoder now batting for Notre Dame. The pitch to Yoder is outside for ball 1.
Or for the Crusaders, right?
For the Crusaders.
You're still in Notre Dame territory. We'll let you slide. Okay, come on. It's Bryce Yoder.
McCarty leans in and gets the sign. Sorry, Mr. McKinney, I've messed up yet again. The pitch. Fastball low and inside. 2-0. Chance for Valparaiso to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yoder is a sophomore. He's from Spencerville, Indiana.
Jake the Snake Hansen on deck. The pitch. Swung on and popped into left. Zach Katsoulis stands under it. He makes the catch. 2 down in the inning.
Ball hung up a long time for...
Didn't it?
That pop-up fly ball. So
here
Mormon...
Here comes Jake Hansen to the plate.
Next batter for the Crusaders, the catcher number 24, Jake Hansen.
You know, they still haven't put up the error on that first baseman, but it had to be there.
They have it here on the electronic book here on CBSSports.com, which is correct. Here's the pitch. Curveball strike on the outside corner of the count, 0-1.
That was a nice-looking breaking ball.
Hansen 0 for 2 on the evening. We're in the top of the 7th inning, 9-1, Notre Dame with the lead. They've scored in 3 consecutive innings, have the Irish. Andrew Bynum would be next. The 0-1. Fastball low and outside. Great stop behind the plate by Kyle Fiala, who is now catching. Or by Forrest Johnson, who's catching. Counts even 1-1.
You know, we love to see you in Valparaiso when the Crusaders return home. They've got their home opener against the Northern Illinois Huskies. That's tomorrow, weather permitting, of course.
And it's a 3 p.m. first pitch from Bauer Field.
Why not? You know,
1-1, and it bounces away, and on to second goes Mormon. He'll make the turn and stop there.
And it went into the dugout. I don't know if they're going to allow him to go to third.
I don't think so. Not on a pass ball. Okay. Or not on a wild pitch, rather.
Well, let's see if we can get this run in and maybe get a rally going.
Rally starting the strangest of ways. 2-1 the count, 2 down. Mormon stands at second, infield back, normal depth. And the 2-1 is a curveball striking the inside corner. That is a nasty pitch.
Mormon is on second base because he had a couple of gifts, a dropped foul ball, a pop-up by the first baseman, and then he got on an infield hit by the shortstop.
2-2 the count, 2 down. The pitch. A swing and a line drive toward right center field. Get down. It won't. It'll hang up for the right fielder. Making the catch is Robert Youngdahl, and that's that. Oh, boy. No runs, a hit, an error, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Notre Dame 9 and Valparaiso 1. You're listening to Valparaiso Crusader Baseball, and you're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Are surprising. Some are unbelievable. And some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Do not ask me where I found this one. 7th inning stretch here in South Bend, Indiana at Four Winds Field.
Formerly Kovaleski Field, or Kovaleski Stadium. Jason Condit is the new pitcher for the Crusaders. Condit making his 6th appearance on the season, a 1.59 earned run average, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits given up, 3 runs, 1 of which was earned. He has given up a couple doubles, and in terms of the strikeout ratio, if you will, if I can find where he's done the strikeouts, I can't, but that's okay. We'll find out in a moment. Either way, the right-hander will face Zach Katsoulis, the left fielder.
And Katsoulis takes a strike, and the count's 0-1. Bottom of the 7th inning, 9-12-1 for Notre Dame, 1-4-2 for Valparaiso as Condon steps off the rubber and now steps back on. Katsoulis.
He has 1 strikeout this season, no walks.
Katsoulis 2 for 3, a run scored and a run batted in. The pitch. Fastball wide, and the count's now even 1-1 strike.
Wide and high. Snapping action by the catcher for the Crusaders, Jake Hansen.
Third pitcher of the night for Valparaiso, and they've got more activity in their bullpen. And the pitch, swing on, line drive, foul out of play. And the count is now 1-2.
Again, I hope it did not hit my car. I'd be very, very upset. It would be.
I remember somebody hit a slam when we were doing the state finals last year in Joliet. And you were looking for that souvenir.
My car got hit when we were doing the state finals in Joliet.
Really?
Yeah, remember?
The pitch on the way, swinging a foul out of play to the left.
The good news is because
stays 1-2.
The good news is because it's fiberglass. I was able to pop the dent out without having to bring it to the
nice
body shop. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. Save me
the guy that hit
the $500 or more.
Right. The guy that hit the slam, you wanted to take that souvenir off your car. I remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it was a bomb in the right field. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Condon out of the stretch. And the 1-2 pitch. A curveball, and it missed upstairs. And the count's now even at 2-2. 66 miles an hour on that curveball.
That's some serious smoke.
That's Gibson-esque.
For a curveball to get that kind of speed.
Yeah. 2-2 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Condon sets, kicks and fires. Curveball swung on and fouled up the first base line.
Again, not a real strikeout pitcher, mind you, but you can sneak a few by here and there.
Don't respond.
Been a tough night for the Crusader pitching staff, particularly starting pitcher Ellis Foreman.
The 2-2 swung on and found out how to play again to the left.
And we thought he might be back in stride in that third inning when he got the side out in order, but then he went right back and struggled in the fourth and gave up four.
And when he struggled in the fourth, that opened the floodgates, and then the air in the fifth that got him some extra runs. 2-2 the count. From the set, the kick and the pitch is a curveball wide, and the count goes full at 3-2. He's been relying on a lot of breaking balls the latter part of this at-bat, has Condon. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out. 9-1, Irish lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Here is the TCF payoff pitch, and it's ball 4. And Katsoulis walks.
Condon, by the way, is from Putnam, Illinois, which I'm not real familiar with.
Don't even ask.
Illinois Central College. And I'm usually pretty good with those small towns in Illinois, of course.
You're good with them.
Yes, from my Kiwanis days.
Like I said, you're good with them.
That's right.
Some small towns frighten me.
Well, you're better with the Indiana small towns than I am.
That's different.
That's true.
Forrest Johnson steps in, and all Mr. Johnson has done is go 2 for 3. He's driven in 3 and scored a pair of runs. He got the offense started in the second. The fastball strike right down the middle, and the count's 0-1.
Weather gets nicer. We're going to take a ride, of course, to we don't own it anymore, but my grandfather's old blueberry farm in New Buffalo.
Okay.
Get some, pick some blueberries and maybe some peaches and other produce in the area. Just love it.
The 0-1. Curveball inside, and the count's even 1 ball and 1 strike. You can tell that Condit is struggling because he's relying on his breaking pitches, and he cannot get them over.
And the problem is with this kind of batting order, you don't want to hang one because it could, on a night like tonight, the ball has traveled fairly well when it's been hit hard.
And it has. Time is called at the plate. Jake Hansen wanted to get his signal straight, and now he has, and Condit looks in and gets the sign. Now Naj Jessen comes set. Katsoulis away at first, and the pitch. Fastball inside, and the count's 2-1, and this is brewing trouble. Big time.
Well, he walked the leadoff hitter, Katsoulis, and now Johnson has a situation, a 2-1 count.
The dreaded leadoff walk. Oh, boy.
Well, especially for a relief pitcher, you just don't want to do that.
Condon sets the 2-1. Bouncing ball, here we go again. Over the third baseman's head into left field. Second time we've seen that tonight. So Forrest Johnson is 3 for 4 in the game. Katsoulis stops at second. And that'll bring Robert Youngdahl to the plate. The second time we have seen that kind of hit.
Well, each of the batters, with the exception of a walk, have had 4 at-bats in this ballgame throughout the order. Hence the 9-1 lead.
Miles Bland will now come on the run.
Courtesy runner for Johnson.
Sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Number 15, Miles Bland.
Miles Bland will run.
But is Miles Bland?
From the way he jogged over the first base, I'd say no. I think this kid has a little bit of wheels in him.
Well, let's take a look at our beautiful stat sheet.
Robert Youngdahl now stands in. First and second, Katsoulis at second and Bland at first. They will not hold the runners.
It's only his second appearance as a pinch runner.
Condon sets and deals. A swing at a high fly ball into left. Racing down the left field line is Mahoney. He's got it. 1 down in the 7th inning.
That was a tricky fly ball because
it was.
You know, he's got that. You've got that outcrop, if you will, of the down the lines. It's a lot. There's a lot of foul territory here until you get into the corner, and then the stadium juts right out to where it gives you about as much room as Wrigley Field in the corners.
Oh boy,
a lot of room elsewhere until you get out to that part in both left and right field.
Lane Richards stands in. Richards 2 for 3, 3 runs driven in on the night. And the pitch. Fastball strike on the inside corner. The count's 0-1.
And the bottom of the order has done so much damage in this ballgame for Notre Dame.
Yeah, 5 through 9. They have been absolutely, they have blitzed Valparaiso. From the stretch, a look to second, the pitch. Curveball, strike right on the outside corner.
Nice
That counts 0-2.
Nice pitch.
Okay, what is Chewbacca doing here?
Depending on what part of the country you're in, you could be some other strange animal, but that's...
He said that,
my
not
wife
me.
says that's how I yawn.
Hey, Liz has said that to me.
Men yawn different than women.
The pitch. Fastball low.
Yeah.
It's 1-2.
Men yawn different than women. They're much more dainty with women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being sexist here, but and they also sneeze generally much less violent than we do. I've been known to wake up neighborhoods with my sneeze attacks.
Oh, I've blown roofs off of houses with my sneeze. Listen, I woke Liz up from a nap with a sneeze. Frightened the daylights out of her. The 1-2. A little looper towards second. Bounce off the second baseman. He'll toss to first in time. Good play. That'll move the runners up to second and third. They got the out at first, but now you have Katsoulis at third and Blandon second and 2 down in the inning. They had a chance to get a double play.
Let me tell you what the problem in that situation. And give the second baseman Andy Burns all the credit. One, he's got to keep an eye on the base runner who could distract him. Two, it did take a little bit of a funny hop. He was able to stay with the ball, knock it down, and get the runner,
and
get the batter.
And those kind of hops are real tough to gauge, especially when you have a runner zooming past you. And I told you Bland was fast.
Yes. And did a good job of getting the runner at first.
He did.
That was the key right there.
That was the key. 2 down and Connor Biggio to the plate. 2 for 4 with a run scored.
We have action in the Notre Dame bullpen down the left field line. A lefty and a righty warming up.
May see one of them. We get out of this inning. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Line drive. Oh, scooped up at first beautifully. He'll run to the bag. Inning over.
Nice job by the first baseman, and he's played great defense throughout the game, Andrew Bynum.
Andrew Bynum, hang another star on that. No runs. 2 hits, 2 left. We go 1 hit and 2 left. We go to the top of the 8th. It is Notre Dame 9 and Valparaiso 1. You're listening to Valparaiso Crusader Baseball. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Have you heard the good news about a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news about a place where you can celebrate what is right in the world, share it with your friends, family, and community, and neighbors at school, work, or place of worship, and have fun doing it? Well, there is such a place. That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. LaPorteCountyLife.com is all about the positive, not the negative, bringing out the best and not the worst, and all about promoting positivity in your community. LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?
You know what's fun when you see pitchers warm up, when you see the way that they throw. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for Notre Dame, and that's Joey Cresta.
Sidewinder.
Joey Cresta is a serious sidewinder.
He's from Plainfield, Illinois, a 4.91 earned run average. This is going to be his 9th appearance of the season. He's 0-1. He's got 3 2/3 innings pitched with 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts for the sidewinder from Plainfield.
You have fun tonight?
Yes, absolutely.
Me too. Pitch from Cresta is low and inside ball 1 as we start the 8th.
It would be a lot more fun if we were winning.
Yeah.
I mean, that softens the
blow.
Enthusiasm of coming to a beautiful ballpark on a nice evening, although chilly.
Next one, ground ball, base hit in the left field. First hit for Valpo in a while.
And the second hit for Bynum.
And indeed it is the second hit for Bynum. He's 2 for 3 on the night.
He was 2 of the 5 hits for the Crusaders in the ballgame.
Another defensive change, Ryan Lidge now catching. And I have a correct pronunciation, J.P. Pakioko
Pakioko. Well, we'll get that.
I missed it.
Whoever sent that to us, thank you.
The pitch on the way is inside, ball one. Thank the public address announcer, because we actually listened to the PA announcer, unlike what happened when we did with Mr. Grieva 2 years ago.
This is true.
1 ball, no strikes to Pakioko. Pac-Man waits at the plate. Cresta delivers. Fastball inside, 2-0. We've seen teams come back before, folks.
Absolutely. That's why you play 9 innings.
And you play all 9.
Lord knows that.
Oh, boy. Out of the stretch. Cresta winds and fires. Fastball inside, 3-0. I did a game with Chicago State. I want to say it was 2008. I wasn't ready yet. It was 2008. They were down 10-2 to Bradley. They got 6 in the 9th and had the bases loaded and couldn't get the runs across. 3-0. Fastball high. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Pakioko. Well. And now we have a pinch hitter. Mark Johnson will stand in for Valparaiso. And Mr. Johnson is 0 for 4 on the year. He scored 4 runs.
Yeah, it looks like we're going
to have some company. And we're going to have a change.
It looks like we're going to have a left-hander come in.
This is our TCF Call to the Pen, brought to you by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. We'll pause for 45 seconds and tell you who the new pitcher is. And we'll tell you that on the opposite side of this. You're listening to Valparaiso Crusaders Baseball on the Arena Sports Network.
At U.S. Tire and Automotive, you'll find passenger tires, performance tires, truck and SUV tires, and more from proven brands including Bridgestone, Firestone, and other leading industry names. Conveniently located in Gary, Indiana, and providing great service to customers in Gary, Griffith, Hammond, Munster, and Highland, Indiana, U.S. Tire and Automotive offers brake service, alignments, oil changes, shocks and struts, tune-ups, and other valuable services to get your car, truck, minivan, or SUV back on the road. Give us a call at 219-884-4600 or drop us an email at info@ustire-auto.com. Mention this ad and receive a 10% discount on auto work or ask about our tire specials. U.S. Tire and Auto, servicing Gary, Indiana and Northwest Indiana since 1991.
TCF Call to the Pen brings us who, Mr. Farina?
Left-hander by the name of Jim Orwick. Orwick will be making his 14th appearance on the season. He's got a hefty earned run average of 9.82 in his 13 appearances. 7 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 10 hits, 8 runs, all of which were earned. He has walked 7, struck out 5, and teams are hitting a 357 clip against this guy, so let's take advantage of it.
Let's do that indeed.
With nobody out.
Mark Johnson.
And 2 men on.
Steps in.
Actually, one of the best scoring opportunities we've had in this ballgame for the Crusaders.
And this is the reason that Orwick was brought in. Lefty to lefty, the kick and the pitch. A swing and a line drive headed towards center field, but caught at second. And nearly a double play. Oh, my goodness.
That was a
Biggio made a racing catch on a soft liner.
At Johnson, yeah.
Man.
And we're going to get a pitching change, I think, again, he's going to bring a right-hander in now.
He'll bring a right-hander in to face Jeff Edwards. And we're going to stay here, and we will take you around the majors with our U.S. Tire and Auto scoreboard update from Major League Baseball. They're in the top of the 9th at Petco Park. The Dodgers lead San Diego 3-2. They're in the top of the 9th in Houston, and the Astros lead the Yankees 6-2. Top of the 8th in Tampa, Toronto leads the Rays 4-0. Top of the 6th in Texas, and the Phillies lead the Rangers 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 7th at Miller Park, a place Mark and I are very familiar with. Atlanta 3, Milwaukee 1. They've just gone to the bottom of the 1st in the desert. San Francisco leads Arizona 4-0. Seattle and the Angels are warming up. And one final to tell you about, Miami defeated Colorado 4-3. Cleveland and Oakland has been postponed. And that is your U.S. Tire and Auto scoreboard update.
So it'll be a right-hander, number 42, Matt Tomochek, will come in for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
I hear BTO playing.
Right-hander number 42, Matt Chernowchek.
Tomochek, okay.
Tomochek.
Tomochek will be making his 8th appearance. He's got an even earned run average of 1. He's 1-0 on the season. Comes in, he's thrown 9 innings pitched so far this season, giving up 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and teams are hitting a measly 182 against him.
Kent State defeated Oakland 16-1 as we take a look inside of the Horizon League. It was Toledo over Wright State. That final was 10-4 as we have our Sowers Ford Horizon League scoreboard update.
Next batter for the Crusaders, the shortstop, number 11, Jeff Edwards.
Jeff Edwards, let's get him on base. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game.
Jeff is due because he's been scooting down the line like crazy. First and second, 1 down here in the top of the 8th inning. Milwaukee defeated Chicago State 12-8.
Ouch. I, of course.
And it's and what did Chicago State? And here's the pitch to Jeff Edwards. It's high, ball 1 with a fastball. And what did Chicago State in? They led by a run 5-4, but Milwaukee put up 6 in the 7th inning.
Tough. Well, I of course do the public address for Cougar volleyball and basketball, and have done baseball.
1-0 pitch, fastball right down the middle for a strike, and the count's now even. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Both Valparaiso and Notre Dame have played on that new ballpark at Chicago State.
And we got
for the Irish, kind of a home away from home,
and more activity in the Irish bullpen. 1-1 on the way to Edwards. A line drive up the middle and through for a base hit, and that'll load the bases with 1 down here in the 8th inning.
Well, clearly the best scoring opportunity for the Crusaders tonight, as they've been able to get a couple hits and a walk and load the bases, and let's see if we can just return the favor on the Irish.
We need to.
They did a couple times in this game.
Man, do we ever.
And you got the guy to do it in Chris Manning. He's got a triple and a run scored, the only run scored in the ball game for the
How about another triple to clear the
Crusaders.
bases? They're going to bring everybody in, outfield and infield. Turnowchek sets, looks at third, and comes home. Fastball strike on the inside corner. The count's 0-1.
How about if he cranks one down the left field line?
And everybody comes home.
That's right. If he gets it down the line and goes all the way into the corner, yes, he could drive all 3. Or for that matter, down the right field line.
Bases full of Crusaders. In the 0-1 pitch, a swing and a high pop-up. Shortstop coming out, center fielder coming in, and the center fielder, they nearly ran into each other. 2 down to the inning.
A little tougher pop-up than I first thought. Good job by the center fielder taking command.
Yes,
in
indeed.
This case, the center fielder for the Irish, center fielder Mac Hutchins.
Mac Hutchins makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. Penn State defeated Youngstown State 15-2. And it's these midweek games, and we've talked about it before. Turn out in the inning. And the pitch. A fastball outside, and it gets away. Lidge makes a good stop.
Yeah, not far enough away, unfortunately.
Not far enough at all.
Crusaders.
UIC is beating Purdue. You ready for this score? 16-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Yipe.
Wow.
How about that? 1 ball, no strikes the count. Ternowchik comes set and delivers. A swing and a foul into the first base dugout. Counts even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You haven't had any opportunities. There's the only opportunity like this game. You got to cash in.
You have to cash in. Kowalczyk is 0 for 3. How about making it 1 for 4 and getting some runs home?
Absolutely.
Ternowchik sets. And the pitch. Bouncing ball to short. What a play. Throw to second in time, inning over.
Sensational.
Are you kidding me?
Spinning
Hang a star on that. hang a gold set of stars on that. Lane Richards
yeah.
sliding to his right, able to make the play. And a threat goes by the boards. No runs, a pair of hits, and they leave them loaded. Ouch. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Notre Dame leads 9-1. This is Valparaiso Crusader Baseball, and you are hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Have you heard the good news about a company that started 4 years ago and worked at a relentless pace based entirely upon one simple premise? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news that you yourself can share stories about this same theme to others in your community? That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can celebrate a company that had a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can go to a place to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved. Want to see more? Want to read more? Want to hear more? Then go to LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?
U.S. Tire and Auto pitching change brings us who, Mr. Farina?
It is Scott Yerby is the relief pitcher, the right-hander. And we'll try to get you some stats on him in a moment.
Meanwhile, Mac Hudgens heads for the plate. 9-1 Notre Dame leads. Notre Dame 3 in the second, 3 in the fourth, a pair in the fifth, and a run in the sixth. Valparaiso got their lone run in the fourth inning.
Yergy is making his, in terms of appearances, this is going to be his third appearance on the season. He got a very hefty earned run average of 23.6. So far coming in. 7 hits, gave up 7 runs, all of which were earned. He's walked 4, struck out 1, and hitters are hitting .538 against him. But let's see what he can do here.
1 ball, 1 strike to Hudgens, the pitch. Fastball outside, 2-1.
Hudgens is 1 for 4 in the ballgame. And a couple groundouts and a base hit in the 6th inning.
Next one, breaking ball outside. And the count's now 3-1. You think they're trying to get our attention with all this?
Well, I'd say so.
3 balls, a strike, nobody out. Mac Hudgens at the plate.
Yergy from Munster, Indiana.
3-1 pitches outside, ball 4, the dreaded leadoff walk. Appropriate song being played.
As Blaze Lazinski steps in, the first baseman.
Number 33, Phil Mosey.
Now we got a pinch hitter. Phil moseying on up to the plate. Phil
Very
Mosey
good.
now standing in. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th inning. 9-1 Notre Dame leads.
Mosey, a junior from Fishers, Indiana.
The pitch on the way, line caught at third, tossed it first high and in time. 5-3 on the double play. Hang a star on that one. And quickly 2 out in the 8th.
We will accept gifts.
And we just got one. We just got one. Kyle Fiala now stands in. Fiala 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored on the night. The pitch. A curveball strike on the inside corner. The count's on 1. Oh, 1 the count.
Fiala's from Carmel, Indiana. By
And
the
a
way.
new season high for Notre Dame in terms of hits, 16 of them. The pitch is inside, and the count's now even. 1 ball, 1 strike, 15 hits on the board. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Bouncing ball headed to third. Dropped it. Steps up. Throws. And not in time. Pulled the first baseman off the bag. And
he
first baseman is hurt.
He's hurting.
May have pulled more than him off the bag. Andrew Bynum rolling around in pain.
Wonder if he turned his ankle as he came down.
As he tried to stretch out and take the throw.
And on a cold night, too, when you're stretching up high to reach the throw and then at the same time come down on the base, you can pull a muscle pretty easy or turn an ankle.
Score that an error. Third error of the game for Valparaiso. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, especially on a cold night like tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a reminder that the Crusaders open up their home schedule tomorrow against the Northern Illinois Huskies out of the MAC.
And Bynum is okay. It looks like he's going to stay in there. Finals come in. Houston over the Yankees 6-2.
Good news, the Cubs didn't lose today. They didn't play. The White Sox. And the White Sox didn't win today. They also didn't play.
Hey! How did I know he was going to zap me with that?
Oh, well.
Okay, this is probably the only time I will take a shot at my partner, but I will say this. Alejandro Diaz outscored the Cubs by himself yesterday.
That's right. He sure did. Yes. I mean, it's a shame because, Jeff Samardzija had a really solid outing.
Oh, he was great. He pitched a great performance. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2 out, a runner on. And the pitch, fastball, and it gets away. Runner removed into second base.
That's a wild pitch, of course. In the dirt and past the catcher.
And your favorite friend, Kevin DeFilippis, is now standing in.
Jake Hansen's done a nice job behind the plate, but that one a little too tough to handle.
First wild pitch of the night thrown by Valparaiso, and the pitch to DeFilippis is a curveball inside, and the count is 2-0.
Double play hopefully will have done the job holding the Irish in this inning, but now you got to run in scoring position with 2 out.
The pitch on the way. Fastball, great job by Hansen again behind the plate, and it's 3-0. Top of the order due up for Valpo as we look ahead to the 9th inning.
Yorkville native Jake Hansen, the catcher from Aurora Christian High School.
Next one, fastball low, ball 4. That'll put 2 runners aboard. So DeFilippis draws a walk. Oh, no.
4 walks for the
Here
Crusader
is Zach Katsoulis, who is Zach Katsoulis is one of the reasons why Notre Dame has this lead. He is 2 for 3. He has a run scored and a run batted in.
If you notice, I haven't heard any walk-up music for the Irish.
Here's the pitch to Katsoulis outside, ball 1.
You can tell it's the Silverhawks crew
here
at the ballpark doing the music.
Yep. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. From the stretch, the pitch. Fastball low. Good stop by Hansen right behind as the ball went behind Katsoulis. And now Hansen says, wait a minute, I got to talk to this young guy. 2 balls, no strikes,
and
2 out in the 8th.
Well, Ryan Bland is now in a catcher because he replaced Forrest Johnson. Fortunately, because Johnson was troubled throughout
Johnson
this game.
was killing us.
But
and
you
actually,
don't want to get to that point.
And that's Ryan Lidge, who is up next. Miles Bland came in as a pinch hitter. A pinch runner. And
you are correct. It is Lidge.
Ryan Lidge will bat next, should it get that far.
And I'd
the
written
pitch on
that
the way
down,
is a fastball low. And it's 3-0, and it's getting even more dangerous. Valparaiso Baseball tonight brought to you in part by Sowers Ford and Lincoln of Michigan City. Visit them at 3930 Franklin in Michigan City. Fastball inside, ball 4. 2 consecutive walks, loads the bases. And here comes Mr. Lidge.
Well, if not for that double play, we'd really be in trouble because he's walked 3 batters in this inning.
And one of them would have scored.
Yeah, if not for that double play.
You were talking about the walk-up music?
Well, okay. Kind of.
For the Fighting Irish, the catcher number 36, Ryan Lidge.
All right, I smell food.
Well, that doesn't take much for you.
Hey! Have you been talking to Liz behind my back? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm picking up the scent. I got to figure out what that is.
I rest my case.
Pizza, I say.
Oh, God, I want some pizza right now. Here's the pitch to Lidge. Low and inside, ball 1. Mr. McKinney, I hope you remember what happened to Joliet last year when a foul ball came flying up your way? And you had to protect the food.
I dodged. I wimped out.
I've had to do it too. The pitch, curveball outside, counts now 2-0. And we had to we posed the question during the next broadcast what we would do.
By the way, tomorrow's ball game, weather permitting, of course, the home opener for the Crusaders will be a 3:00 p.m. afternoon first pitch from Emery Bauer Field in Valparaiso.
Mm-hmm.
Hope to see you there.
And this weekend, the Crusaders will have Wright State Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's game will begin at 3. Saturday and Sunday's game, both weather permitting, will begin at noon. And our baseball continues Saturday from the Steel Yard in Gary with the 12th annual Railcats High School Baseball Challenge.
The good people at with the Gary South Shore Railcats, who were the American Association champions last year.
They played some great baseball down the stretch.
Mr. Salvi had 2 championships with the
Schaumburg Boomers as well
in the Frontier League.
That's pizza aromas driving me nuts right now.
Okay.
From the stretch, the pitch. Bouncing ball foul up the first base line. The count's 0-1.
Has kind of a, he's not as big or tall, but he has kind of a Jim Thome swing to him for a lefty.
Yes, he does. And he, too, wearing the high socks as well. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Bottom of the 8th inning, the 2-1. Fastball low, and it's 3-1. This is trouble. I have the distinct feeling.
Lidge is a senior from Barrington, by the way.
3-1. Bouncing ball headed to the right side. Second baseman up with it. Toss to the pitcher, and it gets away.
Well, that's going to allow a couple runs to score.
11-1 is the score now.
Who do you charge the error to? I think the pitcher for getting over there a bit slower.
Yes, you do. You charge it to the pitcher. And that's going to make a change. Had a chance to get out of the inning without a run scoring.
And instead, 2 runs come in, and you got a runner now at second and third with 2 out.
And that's going to bring us a change.
And it's going to be a right-hander coming in for the Crusaders.
And we'll tell you who that right-hander is in 60 seconds. This is Crusader Baseball. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
It's your ticket to affordable family fun. It's your ticket to high drama, spectacular action, and magical moments. It's your ticket to an experience you'll never forget. It's your ticket to the IHSAA Girls and Boys State Basketball Tournaments. Attending a girls or boys tournament game is a fun, affordable way to see Indiana's game played the way it was intended to be, for the pure love of it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and the Indiana High School Athletic Association invite you to be part of the state's rich tradition of high school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure state tournament excitement. The drama is set to tip off. Do you have your ticket?
What? After all that work? And all that pronunciation? Come on. He switched on me. I think he was afraid of that name. That's what it was. He said 29. It's 28. Ethan Gasparo from Glen Bart South High School, Glen Ellen. And try to go straight as I can after that one. We thought for a moment that it was Ray Bartolomucci, and I was trying to get that Italian name down.
And you were working hard at that.
So instead, it's Gasparo.
Hey, Tim, I hope you heard that exchange.
Ethan Gasparo, 8.10 earned run average. This is his third appearance.
And the pitch from Ethan is low and inside for ball one.
He's pitched 3 in the third
Robert Young. Some of the names we've had
5
tonight.
hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and teams are hitting 385 against him.
1-0 pitch, low and inside, 2-0.
Of course, those runs are unearned runs.
Yes. And two runners remain. Doggone it. 2 runners remain on. That's what I wanted to say.
11-1 the score. The Irish with a commanding
2-0
lead here in the
pitches,
bottom of the 8th.
Fastball strike, and the count's now 2-1.
Oh, boy.
4 errors on the night for Valparaiso, and 7 of the 11 runs are unearned. Two-one on the way. High chopper over the pitcher's head to second. Throw to first. He got him in time. Inning over. 2 unearned runs cross the plate for Valparaiso on 2 hits, and a pair are left. We go to the 9th. Your score: Notre Dame 11 and Valparaiso 1. This is Valparaiso Crusaders baseball, and you're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Strack and Van Til, everything we do is designed around you. From the uncompromising freshness down every aisle to the unbeatable quality you'll always find. It's the very best selection from choice meats to bakery. And getting honest value every single day, all with the friendly personal service and the savings that you deserve. That's built around you. That's Strack and Van Til. Visit svtgroceries.com today.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Another pitching change for Notre Dame. Who do we have this time, Mark?
This is a big right-hander by the name of Christian Torres out of California. He's got a 3.09 earned run average. He's be making his 10th appearance for the Irish, 2-2 record. 11 and 2/3 innings pitched, 9 runs given up, 4 runs, all of which were earned, 7 walks, but he has 14 strikeouts, and he does have a pretty blazing fastball from what we've seen so far, and a 2.25 earned run average. Our teams are hitting 225 against him.
Michael Mormon will start the 9th inning for Valpo, trailing 11-1. Well, the good news is Notre Dame won't have a chance to get any more runs. The bad news is, to bring that choice about, Valpo will have to get the bats going. They have 6 hits in the game. Notre Dame has 15.
15 hits, 4 errors, and that's really what has hurt late in the ball game, in particular for the Crusaders.
Torres delivers, swing and a miss, and the count's 0-1.
I think he got a piece of it, as Lidge had to take it in the chest.
From the chest high wine, here's the 0-1. Fastball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 periods done in Dallas. Golden State 85, Dallas 81. And this is after the Warriors had to wipe out a 9-point deficit at halftime. Next one's low, and the count's 2-1. 86 miles an hour on that pitch.
He's got some giddy up on the fastball.
Next one, fastball
I
low,
thought
3-1.
You know, I don't have the binoculars. I don't know what happened to them.
Well, Tim McKinney says, I guess the SIDs did not provide you the pronunciation guide.
Oh, no, they did. We just butchered it.
We butchered it.
What can I say?
No, we're talking about numbers, Tim. Next one, bouncing ball headed to the right side. Biggio has it. Takes his time, tosses to first, one down in the ninth.
So Mormon, who had 2 hits in the ball game, goes down. He finishes, well, depending on what happens, of course. Andy Burns, he had a busy night at second base. There's a little bit of trouble. He's also made a couple nice plays.
Nate Pallas will now stand in for Valparaiso.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, a change in the Valparaiso.
And Nate Pallas appearing in his 17th game, hitting at 163. He has a home run and 5 RBIs on the season. 1 out in the ninth. (11-1), Notre Dame with the lead. And they've led since the second inning. The pitch to Pallas is high, right at his eyes for ball 1.
Goes back to the screen.
Final score in from San Diego, the Dodgers 3 and the Padres 2. And you know the Dodgers are seething after losing on Sunday night with the Padres playing in camouflage. Fastball high, 2-0. Toronto leads Tampa Bay 4-1. They're in the top of the ninth. Philadelphia over Texas 2-1. They're in the bottom of the seventh in Arlington. Can you imagine how many people are going to be at the Final Four this weekend? Fastball inside, and it's 3-0.
We'll see Notre Dame folks. Unfortunately, they had an unfortunate injury to one of their key players. And that could be certainly a factor.
Mm-hmm. Tim says it's the intern's fault. Next one, fastball strike, 3-1.
No, it's the director of operations. He didn't have the stat there. He will remain nameless.
I'm not saying avoid. I know better. 3-1's high, ball 4, and Pallas gets a walk.
And now Bartolomucci will come into the ballgame. In this case, a pinch
Are you
hitter.
sure this time?
I'm absolutely positive. This is Ray Bartolomucci from Concord, California. He's a catcher and a freshman.
Well, here's a note for you. The A's were rained out in Oakland for the first time since '98. So they're going to play 2 tomorrow in Oakland. Grant Yoder waits in the on-deck circle. He'll have his turn at bat if Bartolomucci is able to keep this inning going.
Well, with 1 out, he should be able to, other than a double play.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Fastball inside, and the count's 1-0. You know that scoreboard at Standard Bank Stadium we always...
The pitching coach for the Fighting Irish comes on out to have a chat with his catcher and pitcher. Torres, he's got some real...
He's got a live
smoke,
arm.
But you can see he's struggling a little bit in terms of his control. Junior out of Rancho Palos Verde in California.
Well, Scott Kerrigan didn't struggle with his control tonight. He
No.
kept the Valparaiso bats in check.
Yeah, except for just 1 inning. That's it. That we had got that run scored. Threatened 1 other inning.
Torres all of 6'6".
He's a big kid.
He's a big boy. And now we got some activity in the Notre Dame bullpen. Bartolomucci steps in with a runner at first and 1 down here in the 9th inning. Torres kicks and deals. Fastball strike in the inside corner. The count's now even at 1-1.
Once again, I'd like to remind you, home opener scheduled for tomorrow with the Crusaders hosting the Northern Illinois Huskies out of the MAC at Emory Bauer Field, 3 p.m. First pitch.
Next one, curveball strike, bounces away from the catcher, Ryan Lidge.
But not far
and
enough.
the count's 1-2. Tim said it's the intern's fault.
Again.
Again.
Tim McKinney, one of our faithful followers and
a very dear
fine
friend.
broadcaster in his own right.
Yes, indeed. 1-2 pitch. Swing it a high, pop up. Shortstop calls for it. Makes the catch. 2 down in the 9th, and the Crusaders are down to their final out.
And this will bring
Andrew
up
Bynum will be lifted for Grant Yoder.
Gentlemen, a change in the Valparaiso lineup.
He'll bat in place of Bynum.
A junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 27, Grant Yoder.
Junior from Fort Wayne.
I like this PA announcer, by the way.
He's cool.
He's good. Good guy.
He's cool. Grant Yoder, 6'4", 230, a junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, attended Snyder High School.
Bob
2 outs
Nagel,
in the ninth.
Bob Nagel
The
is
pitch.
the PA voice for...
Who is he?
Bob Nagel. He's
Bob
also
Nagel.
the voice
Okay.
of women's basketball for Notre Dame. So
nice.
A guy who's certainly going to be very interested in the action in the women's Final Four.
A curveball strike begins the at-bat for Grant Yoder. Count 0-1.
And a pretty good golfer from what I understand.
Okay. The 0-1. Curveball miss, and the count's even 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's invited me to come on out here sometime and play with him.
Nice.
On the course and see what happens.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here in the top of the ninth. Torres out of the stretch, the pitch. Fastball wide, and it's 2-1.
Bynum, he had 2 hits in the ballgame when he was in the lineup. 2 for 3 with a strikeout.
2-1 the count, 2 down in the ninth. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Curveball strike in the inside corner. Count goes even at 2-2. And Valpo is down to their final strike. And you hear
the bell toll.
Yes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Deuce is wild here in the top of the ninth. Grant Yoder waits, and Torres comes set. The 2-2. Bouncing ball headed towards short. They'll go to short way to second, and this ball game has come to an end. So Notre Dame beats Valparaiso for the second time within a week. Final score tonight is as Notre Dame has their biggest output of the year. They win it 11-1. Final totals on the board: 11 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error for Notre Dame. 1 run, 6 hits, and 4 errors for Valparaiso. So Valpo now drops to 9-12 on the year. Notre Dame picks up their 10th win on the year to move to 12-17. And a brief wrap up, I'll say it right, of this game. The second inning, when Notre Dame got 3 runs, and then Valpo countered by getting a run. They come within 3-1, but then that 4th inning, when Notre Dame got 3 more on the board to put some distance between them and Valparaiso, that put it out of reach.
Yeah, that was really the key in the game. Now all of a sudden, instead of it being, a 3-1 ball game, and you're right in the game, Notre Dame comes right back with 3 more runs, and again it was the bottom of the order that did most of the damage in this ball game for Notre Dame. And then, insult to injury was in that 5th inning with a couple of unearned runs on top of it, and for all intents and purposes, the ball game was over. Now, the Crusaders did have a shot. We had the bases loaded in the 8th inning to maybe get a rally going, but we were snuffed out there. So it's one of those situations where you learn from the struggles that you had. You find out what you did wrong, look at some tape maybe, and move on and take on the Northern Illinois Huskies tomorrow.
And that's exactly what they'll do. First pitch time set for 3 p.m. from Bauer Field. Next time we'll be with you for Valparaiso baseball will be a week from today as they travel to Evanston to take on the Northwestern Wildcats. Our baseball broadcast season continues on Saturday with coverage of the 12th annual Railcats High School Baseball Challenge live from the Steel Yard in Gary, Indiana. Your final one more time: Notre Dame 11 and Valparaiso 1. From our partner Mark Farina and all of us here associated with the Arena Sports Network, my name is Brian Snow. We hope that you enjoyed it as we enjoyed bringing it to y'all. And we'll talk to you Saturday from the Steel Yard in Gary for the 12th annual Railcats High School Challenge. Good night and God bless everybody.